Inside Stone's Gambling Hall in Sacramento, California, you'll find Sammy's Restaurant and Bar. Recognized for its innovative, healthy global cuisine, Sammy's offers menu selections made with local, organic ingredients. Indulgent options like truffle fries, duck tacos, artisan wood-fired pizzas, fresh salads, and more, along with an eclectic selection of craft beers and classic handcrafted cocktails. Plus, with 40 big screen TVs, Sammy's is also the perfect place to catch your favorite game. Satisfy your craving anytime, 24/7, tableside or in the dining room at Sammy's Restaurant and Bar at Stone's Gambling Hall.
Of me. Hello everybody, what is up? Welcome to Stones Live. My name is Veronica Brill. With me, the donator of $100 every hour to the poker economy, the Jake.
I love the poker economy. You have to.
I love the poker economy also.
I'm a giver. I love giving.
Ooh.
What's up, guys?
That's a good thing. We have a fantastic 510 show for you. And it's not a show, it's a game. It's a real game. It's not practice. It's a game. Anyone exciting for you in this game? I have a little exciting.
I'm excited that there's some new players that we haven't seen before. So it's always interesting when you get new players in the game. You get players that are aggressive, feeling them out, seeing how much pressure they can handle. Tight players, seeing hey, what's this guy really playing back at me with, and it creates a little fun dynamic.
Brian, one of my favorites, is in the game tonight. And he is going to put some pressure on people, or at least float a lot of flops.
Brian, we had him in the last game, the 5-5 game. I felt like he kind of got back to what we're used to seeing him do, which is playing much more aggressive. He got kind of tight there for a little while. I think he was trying to kind of built up a reputation of playing kind of hyper aggro, and then decided to tighten back up, kind of throw some people off. Adjusting his game, and then this last stream, he came back out, had a pretty sick check raise there. I don't know if you saw the hand with between 80 and Matt Holtzclaw, and check raised them all, just a flush draw, got everyone off.
I was putting my son to bed kind of back and forth, so I didn't get to see every one of them.
Great game.
But yeah, I enjoyed most of that last stream. HK, really in disguise, seat 1. We know who that is.
Who is that?
It's HK.
Oh! My brother Harlan.
Yeah, Harlan. I don't know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get away with something. Harlan's got about, it says 415 behind. Must have took a hit from somebody. Maybe it was Brian, because Brian's got almost $2,700 behind.
Yeah.
Seat 3 is Mike with 1730. Oh, God's gift to poker AD. He's not wearing his parrot shirt, but I don't care because I'm a fan. He's in the game, and he was on our game on Monday, and he's starting to become a stream whore.
It's good, though.
But we like it.
But he's been smashing up the game, though. He's been beating up on some people. It's been awesome.
I love it. I love me some 80. I'm a big fan of his. Matt, why does it say seat 14? Seat 5. Matt's in seat 5, and he has about 21.
Little over 2,100 in front of Matt.
Anything you'd like to say about your favorite guy, Matt?
He played a hand last week I thought was kind of questionable the way he played it. I talked to him a little bit after the hand. I got kind of some of the method behind the madness, and I'll come to terms with it.
Matt's got many levels, and sometimes some of those levels.
Yeah, he was working on a couple levels past where I was thinking, so.
Yeah, sometimes.
Lost me in the hand.
Yeah, multiple levels.
It was really fun to watch.
Peter is in seat 6. These freaking numbers.
Peter in seat 6 is just over 1,600 of them.
We're gonna make sure we get a really nice fresh salad for Peter tonight. Seat 7 is Corey. I talked to him before the stream started. Cool guy. Haven't had him before. Danny in seat 8. He looks like a troublemaker, Danny.
Danny is a troublemaker. Don't buy the whole little conservative, look he's got going, and doesn't talk much, kind of does his own thing.
Yeah, he's a beast.
He's quiet.
There. And then Anthony Cole, your mother. You're on the stream again. Your mother's You should be at home eating some spaghetti. Your mother ironed your clothes. So Anthony's here.
Everyone's kind of got their spots now. It's, Peter's always in seat 6. Anthony seems like he's always in seat 9. I hate the one in the 9 seat. I absolutely hate it. I can't ever see the table. I feel like I always gotta kind of look around to see people on the other end of the table.
This, and you don't like the middle seat, I know.
Same. I know we've had this talk before, but it's so weird to me that like players, that they just get so fixated and comfortable in their spots.
I like C4. Me and AD. Now that AD sat there, I don't want another seat. I want AD's seat. And Anthony has 23.55 behind, although it may not be exact, maybe 23.52. So we got a 5-10 game for you, ladies and gentlemen. Minimum buy-in is 500, and I think it's a 5K cap, right? And then table max?
I believe so, yeah.
And then table max. Look at this right away.
$25 straddle.
$25 straddle. Brian's got kings in the small blind. Let's watch some action go on.
Matt H is make it 75 to go. Ace 4 of clubs.
Proper 3-bet. Welcome to the chat. Rick and Barstow. Watt-Bry, of course. Kiss the Baby. I haven't seen Kiss the Baby. It's not a 10-handed table. It's 9-handed.
Wow, Brian's gonna flat kings here.
Brian! I always say this, but Brian butters himself up and jumps into the sausage casing and gets crazy. He gets greasy sometimes. Ooh! Disco! But what a scary
Ace, King,
flop.
Queen, 80 and Matt both hit top pair. Brian hits middle set.
It's still a scary flop for hitting a set of kings, but you can't be scared of the nuts all the time, right?
Here's the thing here. Brian's gonna lead out at this flop. I think it's a good lead because this flop's gonna get checked back a lot of times, so once start building up a pot now. He's only behind Jack 10.
Love Ball, nice to see you in the chat.
If 80 flats, did they all call? I didn't see the turn card.
I believe they all called.
Did they check through the...
No, Brian let out on the flop.
I thought so.
They must have all called. And now Brian again is leaning out on the turn. Matt is folding. Easy win for Brian.
Scoop it.
Caution, welcome to the chat. Our eye in the sky is talking to us. I feel like, what job do you get talked to? Oh yeah, we're like news announcers. Like, oh, breaking news. Breaking news. This just in.
Very Walter Cronkite of you. So Matt's got the straddle on this hand.
I love me some straddle. This is not a 5-10 game now. Now this is a 5-10. Does he have a $20 straddle?
I didn't see what it was, but it's only like the 5-5 game on Monday played the same way. It was 5-5-25.
Jeez. So it's 5-10-25. Or 20. Is that 20 or 25? Either way, we got a game. And then we have a raise and a call.
So HK, our brother Harlan, he's gonna make it 40 to go in the cutoff. Mike R's gonna call out of the small blind with the Jack 6 of clubs. 80's gonna come along in the big blind. And now Matt H picked up 8s in the straddle. And he's gonna put in a 3-bet.
Matt's like, nuh-uh, not on my straddle. And it looks so squeeze-ish. No? Is that a word?
It is.
Squeeze-ish?
It is, and it is a squeeze. I mean, he knows that with that sizing, Harlan's never super strong, and neither Mike R or 80 are super strong either when they're just flatting. As it is.
But AD, we all know, does not. Some of us are born with some gamble in our blood. Like, it just rolls through our veins and we can't stop ourselves. We have to call.
And AD loves stacking fools. He really does. And here we go. Ace, King, King.
And then also, on top of having the gamble in our blood, AD doesn't have any fear, which makes him triple dangerous. And Matt just hates what happened to this. So AD's betting right into the razor.
Here's what's great here by 80 leading this, is 80 would do the same thing with Jack 10, Queen 10, 6-5 of spades.
7 deuce, and oh, what a turn. Matt's not gonna give him any more money now.
Matt now gets counterfeited. Can't even hero this thing down.
Ghost of M, nice to see you. Kiss the baby. Rick and Barstow. Scotty Mofo 11, thanks for joining us. 111.
And Matt just can't believe it. The Academy Award for Best Actor goes to Matt Holtzclaw for his role in Pocket Eights.
I'd like to thank my friends and family. I'm getting asked who's my favorite black poker player. Obviously Phil Ivey. Obviously. Oh, Matt. Ham it up. Ham it up. Make it look like it's a difficult fold, like you folded a king there.
But I had a very not high card.
Brian's got 3.2. Wow, he's really moved up.
Now I wonder if something I didn't quite hear exactly what Bob said in her ears, but he said something in a couple of early hands, cards weren't reading correctly, or possibly. I wonder if Matt,
I think we're done with those hands now.
Okay,
Stop
never mind.
living in the past, Jake.
I'm
Build
trying to
a bridge and get over
I'm
it.
trying to speculate, that Matt actually could have had another holding there besides Pocket Eights, because he really looked like he was kind of had a little bit of anguish there. Like it wasn't like because Pocket Eights is outside. Okay, I got counterfeited and done the hand. I got 8 high.
But he would do the same with a king and Pocket Eights. But the thing, okay, so he might have had Pocket Eights, but AD might have had Queen High. That's
Which is
where the
good.
anguish
Well,
comes in.
I don't know, but I almost feel like Matt had the look on his face like he might have been like she actually been like put to.
Because it's AD. Sorry, I'll let you finish.
He's got 8 high. He's got 8 high. I mean, Matt didn't have a look on his face like he had 8 high. He had a look on his face like he had the underfold, or like I don't know.
I think everyone should. Everyone
Jack,
probably has.
Question whether or not the jack is good. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe he folded a king. Maybe that anguish was for a king, or maybe that anguish because it was 8.
I mean, the eights made sense up until then.
Yeah, you're right. So maybe AD's capable of having 7 high there.
If AD's got hearts.
C Diddy 12, welcome to the chat. Nice to see you. So if anyone has any questions about 3-betting, proper 3-bet is in the chat and is more than happy to tell you what a proper 3-bet is. The source in our chat. Rick and Barstow, my darling. Nice to see you. Little raise out of Brian. Oh no, that's not Brian. Sorry. Out
That's
of
my
Mike.
card.
Mike. Sorry, I thought it was Brian.
Yeah, pay me.
So when are you going to the World Series of Poker?
I keep talking about that with everyone. I really don't know what's going to work out with my schedule. None of the events I want to play are going to smoothly fit in there. If I do go down now I'm questioning whether or not I should play some of the other events at some of the other venues around Vegas.
So my thing is, my time constraints. If I go down, I may go down for a couple days. It's Venetian for me, or like Planet Hollywood, or one of those like one-day side events, or as many of you know, the crapshoot that is the 2 p.m. at the Rio with like a 60K up top.
Yeah.
60K up top, for number 1, is also a very good value. I mean, the structure isn't super, but it's not bad. It's not bad for $200. Do they still have those at 2 p.m.? I haven't done the World Series in like a few years.
It's like 2 o'clock.
35.
The dailies are great value. So as it is here, bunch of limpers or vectors playing 5-10, and 80 makes it 35 to go with Pocket Jacks.
Played hella well.
Danny's gonna come along Queen Jack off, and there's no way Brian's ever folding King Queen off for a quarter more.
I have to say, I won a tournament once at the World Series of Poker, and it was the 11 p.m. nightly.
Brian flops the show here, but he's got no hearts. Danny's got a pair and an inside royal draw. AD with a set of jacks.
Did AD just let out, right?
80 bets 100 with middle set. Danny calls with pair and inside royal draw, and Brian sitting on Broadway.
Is he gonna put in a raise here? He doesn't want a
You
flush draw.
can get value from all the pair and flush draw hands. I think a raise here is definitely in order. Wow, Brian's gonna dump
the
it.
cards have to be wrong. The cards have to be wrong.
No, the way he showed Harlan there, no way.
There's no way it's Brian. It's Brian. It's like 80 folding open-ended. 80 wouldn't do that. It's Brian. What? Brian, I used to love and adore you. What is going on? I can't fold that. I can't fold that.
It depends on how much action is in front of you, but I think it wasn't like it was a lead by the original raiser and a flat. And I don't think it was is in a spot where it's like where they bet, raise, jam, and Danny gets it. Danny finds the heart.
Wow. Yes, let's be results oriented, and Brian made a good fold.
Mucho time.
Proper 3-bet said that's kind of tight. I think it's kind of tight
it's
too.
very. It wouldn't be one thing if there was a bet, a raise, and then a flat or a jam over the top of it. Then the king queen, black looks pretty bad there.
Yeah.
But when it's just a bet by the original raiser,
And
who,
then
by
a
the way,
call.
plays a huge range.
Yeah,
and
it's
just a call.
a bet by AD and then a call. And then a call. It wasn't a raise. It wasn't like a huge over bet and then a jam. It wasn't peanut butter jelly time. Brian, it's me, Veronica. Yeah, your biggest fan? Yeah, stop. Get back to who you are. Make it don't. Be the Brian that I love and adore.
This is funny. We were talking about Brian. Brian, playing kind of back and forth. We saw him in the 5-5 game, and some of the other games we've had where he just, I don't want to say plays like a maniac, but it's putting a lot more pressure on with much softer holdings than Broadway.
This is the Brian that used to make AD look like a nun. I mean, Brian used to play everything, in late position at least. Our young 10-10 says Danny flatting there made Brian fold, bottom of Danny's range there.
I mean, I don't think Danny's quite. Danny is at the bottom of his range, but you can get value. There's so many combos of one pair heart holdings that you can get value out of right there.
Old Sport 07, welcome to the chat. Ryan 000714, welcome. He's like, oh, Mustache 707, what is up? Mustache. He said hello to Rick and Barstow and Jimmy Buffett, but not me. So, but hello, Mustache. Mustache. Some streams I call Mustache, sometimes it's Mustache. I like to mix it up. I like to make my range a little wider.
Awesome. Gay Corpse, welcome to the chat.
I had to tweet Gay Corpse because I didn't want him to be tardy for the party. Because I feel like he's not trolling us enough like he used to. He used to be right on time for trolling.
People have lives.
I don't care. We are Gay Corpse life.
$25 straddle.
This is a 5-10-25 game.
No straddle. Mike Armick, 35 to go,
okay.
ace jack of clubs. Corey picked up the king 10 of diamonds. He's gonna come along. Three, 5 queen misses everyone.
C-bet. Adam Mike should do it.
Ghost of M asks what are table's biggest buy-in in this game? Oh no, he's talking to Jimmy Buffett.
I've never seen Corey play. I wonder if maybe he was thinking about floating that flop just to see. He had position. We'll see how the night goes. We've never had him on the stream before, so have you played with him?
I have not. Not that I can recall.
So he's like our brand spanking new. Like we're taking his stream virginity tonight. Popping that cherry. That's what we like to do around here. Look at AD. AD's just like, you can see the gamble flowing in his blood. You can just see, like he just likes every card almost, except for that one he just folded.
It's gonna fold around Anthony on the button. He's gonna pick up a couple kings.
Johnny Outlaw Gaming, nice to see you. Anthony, don't get all excited for your kings. Your mother told you, just play it cool. Raises to 35. We can't see what Brian's got. Look at that string call.
Anthony made it 65 to go.
And that's well within Brian's range. Once Brian is in the big blind, he's not folding. Can't see Brian's cards.
Brian check calls. Diamond on the turn puts a one-liner to a straight out there.
130.
Now Brian bets out at this, but here's the thing about Brian, you have to bet that card. The 6 of diamonds is a card you just cannot check.
I have known Anthony, though, to be a little bit sticky with his overpairs. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Except when he has tens. And he'll never live down that hand. I don't know if you remember when he folded tens badly. He folded the best hand.
Kings are good. I don't think Anthony was going to fold river either. Brian thought better of it, but you simply have to bet that card.
Gankel asked if this is in Sacramento. Yes, sir, it is. Stone's Gambling Hall.
525.
It's a beautiful place. It's actually really nice. I'm not just saying that because, you know, I'm on Stone's Live. It actually, like, when I walked in here, I was like, damn, this poker room's nice. Lots of room. A lot of locals to take money from.
I'm excited for the next Veronica conference.
100.
I'm very excited.
Legends, local legends on my next Veronica and Friends, which is next Wednesday, by the way. Next Wednesday.
And this Monday is PLO.
This Monday is PLO with Deech Poker. Are Deech Poker even going to be around for their own PLO game because they're all degenning right now in Vegas?
Yeah, I don't know.
They're going to send
They're
like
gonna-
blow up dolls with Nick on their shirt.
3 players.
We need to get Julian back in town, right?
Oh yeah.
Get him in that game.
Check.
We're still looking at graphics.
Still got old graphics.
Yeah. Jig 3D9, what's up? Welcome to the chat. '80 seems like he's, you know, maybe had too big of a dinner and he's kind of calm. You know, maybe he's a little sleepy.
It's early in it.
It's still early.
enough yet.
I've seen him sometimes like not on the stream, like playing loud, laughing. Mustak 707. I'm having a Twitch Friends, Veronica and Friends, in August, the third Wednesday of August. So, if you'd like to come down and play, let me know, and I'll book you. I'm trying to get Rick and Barstow and Jimmy Bluffett, but I've got Gay Corpse, Watt Rye, Plastica. What else do I have?
I like Kelly Donks.
I like Callie Donks is coming down.
I don't care who else you're getting Callie Donks in the game. I will watch.
I know, right? He's like a legend. We're gonna see the legend.
Jake 3D9, welcome to the chat. Good to have you back. C Diddy 12. Can the Octagon get a shout out?
Z Diddy 12. Who's the Octagon? Is that you? We're getting a really beautiful view of Anthony. Did Anthony iron that shirt before he came today?
Octagon.
Who's the Octagon?
Oh, so we're out here in New York cheering on our boy Corey. Right on.
Oh,
Corey's got
Corey.
fans.
Oh, Corey has fans. All right,
I
Octagon.
have the old graphics up in the last hand, but I know I don't. So I can't see where we're at here. But I know 80 is led out here on this street, and Danny, he's been kind of taking this one for a while.
So apparently there's people watching in New York cheering for Corey. And Corey is our live stream, well, no longer a virgin, ladies and gentlemen. So he's got fans. Too bad it wasn't the Survivor Series because he could get a lot of votes from all the New York people in New York having coffee, talking. Forget about it. Get a taxi, go to the bar. Don't drive your car after you go to the bar. I know they're gonna be like, it's Boston, it's Boston. To us, you sound all the same. No? I say no and I go yes.
Yeah. So I mean, that's one of the, I'm really bad about identifying that.
Boston, New York, you all sound the same. They're like throwing shoes at the TV right now. That's what they're doing when I say that.
We're just out here in California surfing every day, right?
Yeah, we're just surfing every day. That's all we do.
Surfing and eating avocados.
Ooh. Yeah, and drinking wine.
Lots and lots of wine.
A
so Johnny
good
unlocked the
Merlot
game?
tonight would pair with the game. Go ahead, sorry.
I'm sorry, just gonna go back to a question that Johnny Outlaw Gaming posted. Ah, damn it, lost it again.
The Octagon loves me, thank you. I love you too.
Played a hand last night at 1-3 and flopped a king high straight with 2 other players behind me. Checked the trap players. Very tight. Wrong move, right move. It depends on what the pre-flop action was. Who was the original aggressor? If you were the original aggressor, I mean, not checking, or I mean, not c-betting can look kind of shady in my mind. But I mean, there are too many other variables to probably answer that question accurately. It depends. I'll take the easy way out.
You know when people talk about you behind your back, they always say, it depends. Not that everyone talks about you behind your back all the time.
You know what? I'd rather be infamous than famous. Or that's not how it goes. I'd rather,
You're not on your A game
I'd
tonight.
rather be loved for who I am, or no, hated for who I am than loved for who I'm not. I'll get it right. What do you
He's
think?
finally got
I'll
it,
find one of
folks.
these cliches and make it work.
Why would they give it that?
I'm all about the cliches.
I don't understand.
Matt under the gun. He's gonna make it 40 to go with pocket sevens. Looks like he's gonna fold around to Harlan. HK. Got a great hat. He's gonna call 8-6 clubs, and Brian comes along queen 9 off. AD. It's getting laid at a pretty good price here in the big line. And he is gonna call the queen 8.
As he should, he's AD. Flop it like it's hot, AD. Of course, a queen on the flop. Queen Jack 4, rainbow. AD and Brian hit top pair. Brian's kicker is better.
80 leads out for 75, and Matt immediately dumps the sevens.
You know what I noticed? AD's basically always leading out. Do you notice that about
He
AD?
likes putting pressure on people.
He
Well, I
likes-
said he leads his entire range.
He does lead his entire range, whether he hits it or not. AD checks the turn.
Brian bets 125, and I think 80's gonna call here.
Fuja TN, welcome to the chat. Nice to have you.
Man, the more I'm learning about Corey from
I know.
from Z Diddy,
Z Diddy loves Corey. It's like biggest fan.
or maybe we're just in like the dark here, and we just don't know how much we should love Corey.
I know, right? We should join this.
He eats 3 donuts before every tournament. Has X-ray vision that can see through cards.
And he's dating Pamela Anderson, I heard.
Wow, you like totally just like super dated yourself. Like that was like something cool that you said. Like that's something cool you would say like 1990, like 495.
Okay,
like,
so who's like the sexy blonde right now?
No, it's not blondes now. It's brunettes now.
Oh, who's the sexy brunette now? Good fold by AD.
My wife.
Ah, your wife.
No,
He's dating
my-
Tiff now.
No, my wife's got a huge crush on the gal that played in the that 70s show. What's her name?
The one in.
She does like the Jim Beam commercials now.
Oh,
someone in the chat
I
help me.
hate her voice.
What?
Mila
Mila Kunis. Yeah, my wife's got a huge crush on Mila Kunis.
She has the worst voice. Like that would get rid of my boner so fast.
You
She talks.
you think that because she also does the voice of Meg
Yeah,
on
she does.
Family Guy.
It's the worst. She has the worst voice in the world. I just have to say that she has the worst voice I've ever heard.
And now she doesn't watch our show
If
anymore.
she doesn't
She was
talk-
watching our show up until that moment. and
Yeah,
then-
if she doesn't talk, I'm okay.
Yeah. Corey has never sneezed. Corey,
Corey.
it's like Chuck Norris. Corey. It's like the legend.
Or is it Corey and then Chuck Norris?
Bold statement. Mila Kunis. The other one, Abigail Ratchford. I don't think she can do anything wrong. No?
So it's not Madonna anymore?
It's not Madonna anymore. Are you saying that Bo Derek is not the most? Look at Brian picking up aces in the cutoff, like a boss.
I didn't put the I was hoping he had a take.
Mustache 707. There's a way to silence her voice. Soft kisses. Soft kisses are well within Mustache's range.
HK is going to pick up pocket sevens here, make it 30 to go. Brian with the aces. Little 3-bet, looks like 80. Makes it 80 to go.
I just feel weird calling him HK. I mean, I guess if Harlan wants to be called HK tonight. Harlan's a good-looking piece of man meat. I just have to say that. He was a quarterback in college. You know about quarterbacks in college.
I do. King, queen, 6, couple of diamonds. HK didn't check it over to Brian. Unfortunately for Brian, he doesn't know, but that's not a good flop for him. He's probably going to get rid of Harlan. It's kind of a small bet, though.
Every time.
And Harlan, he's not biting.
Scoop. I'm waiting for some good setup hands, you know? And then maybe we could hit a bad beat on the stream finally.
We had a monster setup hand earlier. I mean, middle set versus pair and a royal draw versus the flop Broadway.
Hit that.
And
Broadway folds.
Broadway obviously folds flop.
I don't think he had those cards. There's no way. There's no way Brian had.
The way he picked his cards and showed Harlan, showed HK. You're not all proud like you're folding like king 10 there.
It's Brian,
you're not getting
though.
proud
What
of folding
happened?
king 10.
What happened to my Brian? He used to be such a good boy.
You know what? Okay, so let's say Danny flatted like some baby hearts there, like 6-8, 6-7 of hearts.
Okay.
And then then we're saying like, oh my God, what a wizard, Brian. You know.
That's true. That's true.
I still think it's
I just want to know.
Definitely on the tighter side.
Danny.
Danny.
Danny, do you think Danny will fold a baby heart there? Baby hearts there? I mean, just call, not raise.
Yes.
Just call.
Oh yeah, because I mean, well, yes, if you raise, you can get value out of pair and bigger heart draw hands.
But
You're also going to get every hand without a heart in it to fold. 80's the only one, and he'd have to specifically count on someone having a hand like 80's having a set there to continue. You either got to have a big heart or a set to continue, and if you had like little hearts there and you raise, you're more than likely you can run off every other combo.
Yeah.
Whereas after a bet and a call in front of Brian, there's now enough evidence reason to believe that someone's got one of those pair and or heart combo hands, or at least a big heart they can continue with, and something you can get value out of those hands with your flop Broadway. Yeah, you're drawing dead your crush versus a made flush, but I mean, I still think it's a little snug to be folded.
Okay, that's all I wanted. It's a little snug.
It's a little snug. By little snug, I mean it's tighter than an ant's asshole.
Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, that's what you need to know.
You're just trying to find his thought process as to why. All right, we got 5 players to a flop.
10-7-8, Brian flops an open-ended straight draw, so does Peter. They got the same hand.
If you win the bet, you start gambling more in the poker table.
80's on the wrong side of the gut shot.
I'm gonna start rooting for Steve.
But he's on the button. And that's all that matters.
80. 5. Peter's gonna fold his open-ended straight draw.
I don't understand the world today.
I'm here to cross my arms and.
I don't understand the world today. What is?
Small little.
Now Brian gets there with an ace, and he's still open-ended.
He's coming to play.
175.
At 175 and 80. '80 could raise here even. He's gonna let it go.
They give you a week? They still pay for a week? Yeah, Wednesday.
The thing is, I've seen 80 raise in those spots.
Yeah, it's a great card to raise.
Sometimes he gets little bananas. So that switch goes off. I usually call it the Eastern European switch, but you know, anybody can have it too. Hello, Copter. Nice to see you. He likes my red lipstick. I always wear red lipstick. My hair is gonna be like this, like at the end of the stream, because I'm gonna be like, no, why did you fold open-ended again? Just saying. I guess I have too much.
Your little messy. You look like Blondie. So, you know,
Oh, there you're totally like get my generation. Call me, Kyla. Call me, anytime.
I'd Google her.
They were cool. They were just
Oh goodness.
old white dudes. They knew everybody. You know?
On to the next hand. Brian's picked up the 7-8 of clubs. He's going to open up the pot.
Oh,
Mike R's right behind with better clubs.
that's a nice little greasy hand, 7-8 suited.
Mike can actually 3-bet here. He's just going to call though.
I believe you can 3-bet at any time.
Went hand in hand.
Yes. Yes, Veronica. No, I'm just saying.
Promoted him.
Oh, yeah. Count him.
Peter's
The
calling.
Sniper. The sniper.
And Peter calls the jacket of diamonds, and we're going to go 3-way to the flop.
And that's how we hit it.
Still only 8 though.
We needed that though.
Yeah.
Queen, Jack, Deuce. 2 spades. Peter hits the only pair here. Then Peter hits more.
Now he's gonna bet out.
Uh-oh. That don't look good.
And I've said it before. The problem here for Peter is when you're check folding open-ended straight draws. How light do your opponent really think is going to be betting here on Queen, Jack, Jack, Deuce?
Yeah.
Give him 1.5.
I like the look that Brian gave Peter before he folded. He's just like
I would give him 1.5.
obvious Jack fold, you know.
Yeah, that did.
I would give him 1.5.
So apparently Corey's got fans down in Charlotte too. Don't sleep on the big man. He's a shark. What? Who is this guy? Is he famous? Should I have gotten his autograph before I came in the booth? I talked to him, and he wasn't like, "Hey, I'm famous."
It'd be like the first couple times that I played with Seth Curry, and I didn't know he was Seth Curry. You know, it's just like, she just looks like Seth. Oh, damn it. God, so gullible. No, he's just like, hey, he looks like any other poker player, you know?
Yeah, all poker players just look the same to me. It's those blackjack players, you can spot them a mile away.
Yeah. Usually
They look
just because the gold chain and the empty wallet.
Yes. They usually drive that Geo Metro that's broken down out front. Yeah. So we got a little raise out of Harlan. Or HK.
It's throwing me off too. I don't know how to like.
I don't. Why? Why? Just choose one name on our stream and stick with it.
So HK is going to get 35 to go. 80's going to come along with the ace 3 of hearts. Matt's going to flat in position with pocket 9s. Peter's going to come along with a king jack off, and we're going to forward the flop. Pros look like Jake. 6-8 Dewey. HK flops the gutter ball. Backdoor hearts. Just going to continue at it. And AD.
AD likes his backdoor options. And maybe his ace is good too if he hits it.
And now Matt's going to pop it.
It's a good flop for 9s.
Now, a lot of players here might think that Matt's betting for protection, you know, with his overpair here. Matt's betting for value. He wants to get a call here. He's pretty confident that his 9s are best, and he wants a call. And
Now AD has to come in because there's more money in the pot. AD likes money in the pot.
I'm thinking of a turn card. Heart. '80s hasn't committed yet.
Is this a new AD? Has AD taken his leaf and turned it over? I want to see. I have to send him shots if he's going to fold this hand because it's not an AD fold. It's not an AD fold. You know the hearts are coming on the turn of the river,
Oh,
AD.
he just can't look at him. He's dying inside.
I
He just knows it's going to go
because
heart.
It's in his blood. It's just like it's consuming him. The fold is painful. It's like losing a limb when you're folding in these spots. There's so much money in this pot, and he's like, oh man, I can
There
go
it is.
runner. Of course it's a call. It's AD, baby. He's not afraid.
Whee! 3 makes 80 a pair.
Now AD's picked up some more equity in this hand. I like it. Matt's still ahead though. And he thinks any 3 or ace on the river, and he's gonna scoop.
The one hand Matt might worry about here is the 4-5, because that's definitely a hand that 80 might pan
So-
or. And now
Harlan checks. This is a spot where we've seen AD put pressure on people before. He could definitely, I think, get Matt off of this hand, and then if Matt folds, for sure, Harlan folds.
the way 80 anguished on the flop, it almost seemed that he might have done that with a gut shot.
Yeah.
He's gonna check it.
Oh, he checked?
If 80 would have bet there, Matt would have been in a terrible spot. I don't know if Matt would have folded, but he
I don't
would not have loved it. As it is,
How does
80
he
checks
check
and Matt's gonna
there?
bet 360.
Unless he puts in a check raise here, unless he shoves all in. Who is this AD? I've never met him before. I haven't seen him before. The AD that I know and love would put in a raise here. Would jam this right now. Would jam it like it's hot. And get Matt off of this pair of 9s. But the longer he takes, the weaker I think
I think
he looks.
the more confident Matt gets in his hand.
They're asking how does a 3 change anything here? It doesn't change anything. Matt's still ahead. He's picked up a little more equity, but what we're saying is if you've watched AD in previous streams, he puts a lot of pressure on people. And he doesn't fold here. He goes all in here in other streams, in another parallel universe that he used to live in. We have the wrong AD at our table.
Matt flashes the 9s.
He gives them information? Matt just gave away information for free? You didn't have to pay him for it? That's really unlike Matt. Not sure I agree with Jake's comment.
Which comment? I don't know. I talk a lot.
Yeah, I don't agree with anything Jake says. But I just nod my head because it's easier than having to talk about a hand for 4 hours with him because we have to move on in the stream.
Yeah.
Veronica and friends, ladies and gentlemen, next Wednesday, there it is on your stream, in your screen, all over the place. There I am, here I am. Brian, 9 deuce is well within your range. Why are you folding there? You notice 5-10, the guys kind of change a little bit. A little bit of a different game. If this game was a 1-3, they'd be straddling for 50. They'd be going freaking bananas.
Yeah. We saw that in the 5-5 game. The game was actually, I think we were actually deeper in the 5-5. Maybe.
Oh, we all like it deep here at Stones. Did we have a coffee? I feel like we didn't even have coffee. Did we have coffee?
We did have coffee. I missed something in there.
Mustache, do you want to play in my August game?
Live 25.
Gankle. I love that name, Gankle. Mustache, I will just put you on my list. You don't need to hit up stones. It's my game. It's my game. I
Hosted by the
control it
one
all.
and only Billionaire.
I am the eye in the sky.
So Brian's got the quarter straddle on here.
It's a 5, 10, 25 game, Stones. Ladies and gentlemen at Stones. Everybody watching Stones.
Jack 10 is definitely a favorite against 2 randoms, and I think HK should probably open here.
Okay, Mustache 707 is in the Twitch Frenzy
And then
in
it makes 60 to
August.
go. Brian, you got junk, but you got position, but he's gonna let it go anyway.
I didn't know you hit
Here
me
you
up
go.
on
You're
Twitter.
writing things on paper.
I
again,
know,
and you're
I'm
gonna-
trying to get off paper. Oh, God. You know, everything I have is not on paper except for my Twitter or my Twitch lists. Not my Twitch lists, my Veronica and Friends list. I don't know what's wrong with me. And my calendar. I'm obsessed with a paper calendar. Do you know who updates my calendar? Justin. Justin updates my calendar.
Yeah, it's mine as well.
Yeah, I look at it. I'm like, oh, that's what I have to do. Thank you.
So live 25.
Yeah, Mustak brings up a good point. If you actually are interested in improving your poker game, come play on our live stream. You can watch yourself and really learn a lot and not even realize some of the maybe mistakes or good things that you're doing. You can really analyze yourself.
Matt's gonna pick up aces here. No, it's a very good point. Self-awareness is a rare commodity in life, let alone in poker.
Men especially have a hard time with it.
And there's nothing better, and it's a great way to gain some perspective.
Yeah, yeah.
So Matt makes a 75, as we mentioned. Anthony comes along, king, queen off. Brian's got king, jack of spades. And AD says, kick rocks, I don't fold.
Leon Unleashed, he's like, watch myself play, analyze myself. Yes, sir. Come on down.
3, 5, 7.
I knew AD was going to reach for chips and bet at this. This is AD play.
Yeah.
Matt makes it 275 to go.
Gankel says, I would crush this game. We are welcome to come and crush it at any time. If you'd like to get in the game, where's our Nightbot? You want to call Justin at Stones game. Is that it? Darn it. Join. There it is. There it is. Text or call our poker concierge. Because if you want to crush this game, you are more than welcome to.
Heliocopter, he, referring to your comment, 80 crushed the game for like 4K and the first time we had him on the stream. I think it was he made like 2K in the second stream. I think last stream was the only one he got stuck a little bit on. He just ran terrible.
It happens.
465 to go. And 80 gets away.
Please use heavy breathing voices when texting to get your seat or calling to text to get your seat.
When texting.
When texting.
Use a heavy breathing voice. So you're reading the text back to yourself, you just creep yourself out.
Yeah, I know if anyone is capable of a heavy breathing voice on a text, it would be Gay Corpse. Right? He could pull that off. Do it, Gay Corpse, in the chat, heavy breathing voice.
Run it up, Legion. Welcome to the chat.
So many swords, yep. Has someone ever had a royal flush in the stream? I don't know. I don't think so.
Not on the stream, no.
Have you made one?
We've only been streaming since November, so
Have you ever made a royal flush?
live?
You better hope.
I'm sure I have.
I made one once in like a $50 tournament. Super irritating. And they had a bad beat in that casino too. But not for tournaments. I didn't put a bad beat on someone, but I made a wrong flush.
Gate Corpse, I don't know if you should be saying that, brother, that you just triggered an Amber Alert. Like, I think you need to watch your sentence structure there, buddy.
Leon Unleashed, we give you lots of love. We love all the coasts. We just, got off our surfboards and it came into Stones.
Started barreling some cards, man.
Yeah, dude.
Bro.
By the way, I found my most favoriteest beer ever. They brew in Portland, but it's a German beer. A German-style beer brewed in Portland. Oh my gosh, I have to bring you some. It is like heavenly. Three-way to a flop.
Brian's ahead with ace high here. And now he's got his hand on lockdown.
Heidi
Right.
GR, Heidegger is, again, another Corey fan. Corey has to be famous, and we don't know it.
Feels so out of the loop. Like,
I know. Normally I'm on top of all of this, like Madonna, right? Hey, Justin, what's up?
it's like early in the evening when you and I were talking, we didn't know whether it was like which app was like the fornicating app, Tinder or Tumblr. And I just felt so out of it, and I just don't know. Like right now, we're probably like really out of it. Like oh my god, I don't even know who Corey is.
I couldn't even get my phone to do what I wanted it to do, and it's something my parents would do. They didn't need to update my phone because I know not what's going on. Oh, Facebook, yes. Like all they know is Facebook, and I felt kind of slightly special today.
Can you tell me what's the favorite beer? What's the beer?
I can't remember, but it's a German style beer. I'm gonna bring it for you.
Yeah, I know.
Any odors at this table? Dale Boone 55. I don't believe so. We do not have an odor sensor. Generally, the people of Northern California are quite clean. So AD, they chopped the blinds. Okay, that was fun.
They make a lot of money on that.
Corey played with Ivy last year, no problem.
Cool.
No, only in a parlay. Otherwise,
Plastica, our favorite.
Plastica, welcome.
They still make
She
money
calls me billionaire.
in the proposition.
#1 rated beer in the world right now. If anyone wants to guess, Heliocopter. Like, I don't know. There's so many people that rate beers. I know Pliny the Elder and Pliny the Younger, when it comes out like once a year, is pretty popular. I personally, I know I'm a big fan of Kilt Lifter.
A good German stout pairs well with Stone's Lime, I believe, as well as a Merlot.
The Merlot.
Merlot.
Get a nice box of Merlot.
That reminds me of True Blood. Is that still too old also? Is that
I
like...
didn't know what that is.
EA on
You
11.
don't know True Blood? You never watched True Blood?
I grew up in America. Like, I'm sorry.
True Blood is an American show on HBO.
Yeah, but you grew up in
Vampires.
But you grew up in
I
Canada.
watched it in America.
No wonder you can't beat off.
It just finished like a few years ago.
Yeah, well, you have to.
Oh, you're the worst. You
The
probably
only-
don't
the
even know what Heisenberg means.
The only vampire show that was relevant was Interview with the Vampire. All of the vampires.
Oh my god.
All of the vampires.
I swear you're older than me. I swear you're older
Interview
than
with the
me.
Vampire. That was an incredible film.
It was a better book.
I believe it. I believe it. Most books are.
Might be a little fingernail on that one, too.
Little
Are
deal change
young.
here. Be right back to it in a minute.
True Metal Man, welcome to the chat. I don't think I've said hi to you. They're talking about microbrews, I believe, right now.
That's something like we talk about, like, you know, we're so lucky to be over here in California, and like, all the great poker rooms that we can play in, you know, Stones and like
And
all of
microbrews.
and yeah, and then same thing when it comes to like the whole like microbrewery or craft brewery, you know, kind of trend that's been happening in the last 5 so years or whatever like that. We're kind of like the little hub or mecca over here.
And
All the way
then
from,
we've
like,
got Napa Valley right next to us and
Yeah.
Sonoma. And actually we have wineries like right around here. We don't have to even drive.
Auburn, yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
good. No, but like, we don't even realize like how good we run in live.
Yeah, I'm running really good. Dreaming Tree. Oh, that's my favorite one.
Isn't that like a band in the 80s?
No, it's a wine in the current. No, don't mess with me. Stop.
He's super
Stop.
good. We're back to poker.
Yes.
Peter's gonna limp ace-9 of spades under the gun, no straddle.
Anthony looks interested in his hand, although we can't see it. It's probably pocket tens, and then he's gonna fold it badly. I'm just kidding, Anthony.
Anthony makes it 40 to go,
Harlan's gonna call with an 8-6 suited. I love that hand.
and Brian picks up the same hand right behind him. Peter's gonna come along. Six, seven, deuce, two spades, nut flush draw for Peter. Pair of sixes for both Harlan and Brian. Our original raiser, Anthony, he was the aggressor. He's gonna put in another C-bet. There's 175 in the pot. He's gonna bet 115. I feel like Harlan's got to call at least once here. Now alarms have to be going off in Harlan's head as Brian overcalls right behind him. And Peter, I thought that would have felt that would have been a great spot to check raise for Peter. 7 of diamonds. Pretty standard check from Anthony. Has Anthony checked? I thought I already heard Anthony check. Yes, he did. And Harlan's gonna try to shut this thing down right now.
Everyone always says this. It's so fun watching two people with the same hand play it out.
It's kind of a combo bet here where Harlan can actually get called by worse, gonna get called by flush draws, but he might get an overpair to fold. I like this bet by Harlan. It's one of those rare spots where you can get worse to call and better to fold at the same time. Peter, though, he's gonna fold the ace-9. Anthony, we can't see his hand here. If Anthony calls here, he's gotta have an overpair.
Harlan doesn't have 280 behind, does he? He bet half his stack.
Leon and Alicia asks, how did everyone get into poker? We all watched the Moneymaker Boom, and now we all play poker.
And then we hit a boat here. I wonder what Anthony has. I wonder if Anthony was on some sort of a flush draw with a pair.
True Metal Man, he likes double and triple IPAs. I didn't agree. Like, I will take a double or triple IPA any day of the week over a single IPA. Or any other beer for that matter.
Someone in the chat is asking why is it called Veronica and Prisoners? It's not. Anthony won. It's Veronica and Friends, but they jokingly named it Veronica and Prisoners as a joke because I take
And it's come back
everyone's money.
Veronica and Prisoners, Veronica and Hostages, Veronica
And then occasionally we have a Folsom prison day where we work with the Folsom prison, and that's kind of how it started. They come in, I take the money that they work for the entire year because they make like 15 cents an hour, and then we send them back to Folsom.
It's very kind of you. And there we go, Anthony at Kings. There we go, Anthony at Kings. Daverson 408, welcome to the chat. Kings for Anthony. You know, we talk about, you know, people, you know, oh, playing on the stream, you know, you can analyze yourself play and, you know, give yourself some, that, you know, rare bit of perspective. And Anthony, I feel, is one of those players. He's played a lot of stream games with us here, and his game is definitely, I feel like, evolves since playing on the stream. I think he very much played very, very laggy when he first came on there, and there's some great advantages to being a lag in a lot of games. But since I think Anthony's realized in a lot of these games he's better off, especially since having that reputation as a lag. He's now shifted his game to a very, very much more taggish game.
Yeah.
And I think it's paid off very well for Anthony.
Yeah, I've seen his style kind of change, and I think his style adjusts to the type of people that are on the stream. I
Yes.
feel like even Brian adjusts his game to how the game is playing. And it seems like AD's adjusted his game a little today too.
Very much so. So Peter made a 125 to go pre. Brian and 80 come along. 359. Open-ended draw for Brian. Backdoor clubs. Peter's got better backdoor clubs and the overpair. 80 misses.
Gay Corpse, you can stack me if you'd like. I'll be okay with it. They're asking for permission to stack me on Veronica and Friends. Of
People in
course.
that last hand asking why Anthony didn't bet or Jam River, and like with Harlan's effective stack size behind, he really thought Harlan would jam there. He was going to snap call. Anthony is in the chat with us. King of clubs on the turn. Both players pick up their club draws. Peters, we know, is obviously best. And Peter's gonna jam it. And no way Brian can call here.
He's got to think, is his flush good? And he's still open-ended. That's pretty much all he's got. I mean, his flush draw, is his flush draw good? He might be beat already. Helicopter said, I'm not sure if I like this jam.
I agree with you, Helicopter. I'm not in love with it.
I mean, if someone's already got a made flush, they're gonna call.
All your king flush draw combos are gonna call you, which means you're losing there. If he thinks he can get a pair of kings, if you think Brian floated the flop with King X, no club, then it's great because then you can get a king to fold here. But I mean, how many King X hands, no club, does Brian have when he calls 9-5-3, 2 clubs on the flop? I think most of the time he's gonna, have pair 1 club draw hands. And if Brian just called the flop with a 9, all he did is get a 9 to fold.
So yeah, it's one of those moves where you're getting worse to fold and better to call, basically.
Most of the spots, like you have to
Depending on what he put
specifically,
his opponent's range on.
yeah, you have to specifically think that Brian floated King X no club.
Sandigo Keith, nice to see you in the chat. Haven't seen you in a while. Plastica, by the way, you're booked for August. Remember that. He's gonna jam it. Yeah, it's a great jam, Rick and Barstow.
Yeah, not in love with that.
They love your Jakeisms.
I have many a Jakeism.
I like the Jesus shit one the best because it's like the organic frustration where you're so emotionally married to the hand and things go wrong and you're Jesus shit.
Yeah.
It's not like you didn't mean to swear. It was just organic. It just happened.
Yeah, that's exactly the other thing. If he's got ace-9 with club, with the ace of clubs, you're getting snapped too.
Brian's putting in a raise here. $45.
True Metal Man, we're at Stone's Gambling Hall just outside Sacramento, California.
Like literally a block from Sacramento. We're in Citrus Heights, which is a suburb. Corey's got Jack 10. I love me some Jack 10. Of course you're gonna call, and you're famous. Corey's never sneezed. Queen 7-10, couple of clubs.
Corey's got the best of it with his pair of 10s.
Checked around.
Brian turns to the 6, gives him an open-ended straight draw. He would have preferred a 6 of diamonds, but I think what he can get.
If it's been checked around, Corey should feel a little more comfortable about his 10. Maybe a queen would have laid out. Not sure.
But I think Corey now can snap call this. We'll go through the little production, kind of think a little bit, and then he'll make the call.
Yo.
5 of clubs. Brian makes a 5. Clubs do get there. Check, check, and Corey's gonna take down his hand.
You bet on the river if you're Corey?
No, because you want to keep your opponent's. If your opponent's bluffing, you want to keep keeping his bluffs in his range there. So if you lead out,
He'll automatically fold.
he's
He
gonna
was
fold in.
bluffing.
Or the one thing you might open yourself up to though is getting bluffed off the hand. So check calling, you're gonna win more than if you lead and get called.
Sniper.
You're losing more than if you check call.
Yeah. I agree there.
I do that 5 minutes.
Because there's a lot of like 2-pair combos there that might call you but not raise with
Yeah.
flush got there. But if you check call, you're gonna beat a lot of bluffs.
Mm-hmm.
You lose the clubs, you lose the 2-pair combos.
You lose to a queen.
But if you lead and get called, you're losing a lot there.
Sean SC2, welcome to the chat.
Says wow.
Wow.
Talking about me?
Wow,
Talking about,
yeah.
Talking about her? Talking about me?
Wow.
Wow, you're welcome.
Wow, yes. We are here. Wow. Good looking group of guys. Veronica and Friends is usually a bunch of girls, but I'm gonna allow some guys in the game. Some local legends next week. Please fold. Welcome. Sean SC2, welcome to the chat. Some limpage, power limpage as we like to call it here at Stone. Some power limpage going on right now.
Punish them, 80. Punish them.
80,
Little punishment.
yes.
Little investment in his future.
I
Matt
feel
now. Matt will go for the punishment.
I feel like AD came here and like someone ran over his dog or something. Like it's not the same AD I know and love. He should put on his parrot shirt and
It is.
and come here and like destroy the table like he usually does. Run them all over, get in his bulldozer and run them all over. Is it bulldozers that run everything over, or what's that one with the rolling thing? Come on, you're a man of you're a salt of the earth. Is it a bulldozer?
I thought I
big
knew
rolling
until
thing?
steamroller.
Steamroller!
Wow, I knew until you. Yeah. Ace deuce 10. Here's the thing about this. AD could definitely lead into Matt here with his pair of deuces. And with 2 overcards to Matt's 9s, he might give it up.
Run it up, Legion. Thank you so much. Steamroller. AD is my
And there it is.
steamroller in my heart.
Right there, boom. AD leads the deuce, and Matt dumps 9s, not a second thought about it.
And it's almost like the same situation as earlier on when Matt had the 9s and AD had the underpair, but AD checked to him. This time he let out and Matt got rid of the 9s.
And this is the advantage of AD leading so many, like I said, leading so many streets.
But the flop is completely different.
It's a completely different texture.
Yeah.
And AD, he's back, baby.
Oh,
I got a pair, kick
Oh.
rocks.
yes. This is the
Give
AD
me
that
all
I
them
love.
chips. Give me
And
all them chips.
Brian and AD are kind of similar in that way. AD I think is a little more bananas, but I love it. I love it. Like no one likes watching poker when people are sitting around and warming up the seat and like watching the game and like bored out of their tree. Everyone wants to see some action.
You're calling out like half the people at our table that are watching like the Warriors.
I know, right?
It is the NBA Finals.
It's like you want to play with a bunch of Eastern Europeans that are smoking and swearing and yelling at you and not even looking at their hand and calling you because they're mad at you. Those are the people you want to play with. I don't know why people in the chat are giving you credit for stuff. They're
It's
probably.
because I'm right about everything. You should like be on board with this by now. I'm the bearded know-it-all.
The miserable bearded know-it-all.
You're welcome.
Know-it-all.
You're welcome for being in my orbit.
Thank you. The miserable bearded know-it-all, ladies and gentlemen. He's actually a lot more miserable than he looks. But you know, misery loves company. That's why I'm here, because I'm miserable too. Lip pot. Nothing like it. 5-way to a flop.
Queen Jack 7, 2 clubs. Brian picks up a club draw. Anthony's got an inside straight draw to Broadway. Can't see what Holtzclaw is playing with. Playing with himself. Brian's gonna bet 60 on his draw, and he's taking the pot.
The Ms. Beard. That's a good blog for you. I'm trying to think of a name. I want Jake to start blogging or vlogging, and I'm trying to think of names. The Ms. Beard, miserable beard.
No one calling you the infinite beardness.
And then you can have like Cure music from the pornography album in your background when you go on the site, and people can like tear up as they read your misery. But there has to be like some insight, like the center of the universe, you know, is there.
Like Samson. Kate Corpse has it. It's like Samson's hair.
Kate Corpse says if Jake was to shave his beard, he'd be a massive donk and play slots. Thankfully, we have no slots at Stone's Gambling Hall because we are not a casino, we are a gambling hall. No cigarettes, no smoking, no noisy, horrible machines. We're just cards. Every kind of card game you want to play. And dice in the parking lot. No, just kidding.
So Brian had the straddle on here. Anthony opened up to 75 with pocket eights. And HK, our brother Harlan, he puts in the 3-bet out of the big blind, ace queen off. He's got position on Anthony as well. The graphics wrong here. It shows that Harlan stacks. He's only $35 behind. He's deeper than that. I'm trying to see how deep he is.
We all want to see how deep he is.
He rips it. Oh, Harlan. Oh, that's why Harlan wasn't that. Harlan only had 100 behind. So Harlan was pretty shallow. I take it back.
So one of the wonderful things I love about Harlan is that even if he lost all his chips, he wouldn't be pissed off.
Harlan's a wonderful thing.
He's a wonderful thing. He's one of those guys, like, I hate the guys that come to the table. Like, you're playing poker, you might lose your chips, and they come and they get mad and they yell at the dealer and stuff. They ask for a setup change. Like, there's a chance of you to lose your chips. Have a good time. So Harlan's not the guy that's going to get mad, or I don't know if he's taking a walk, if he's coming back. Hopefully he's coming back because he's a beautiful human being.
He's got chicks, man.
He's got chicks, too. I mean, chicks dig a quarterback. Is Danny moving seats? Because you're never more than a seat change and a setup change away from getting lucky.
Danny's gonna come on over and do the twist.
Bob Price, such a poison listening Trans Am driving,
acid wash jeans wearing,
just like
Def Leppard tank top, smashing.
crimped hair if he could, long crimped hair if he could, and a little bit of gloss on his lips.
Yeah.
I bet you he has blue eyeshadow. I bet you he wore a little bit of blue eyeshadow during the early 90s, during like the Poison days.
The day that Sting died, you know he did. Back to
Sting
poker.
died?
Not Sting. What was the one I was thinking of?
David Bowie.
David Bowie. That's not Bowie.
Sting.
God, Sting.
No,
Sorry.
Bowie is not within Watt Brian's range at all. At all.
Anthony makes it 30 to go off the button. Brian will defend the small blind. King 4 off. Top pair for Anthony. And Brian. Check on the flop. Anthony's trying to get Brian to bite. He ain't going for it. Motorhead, Jesus.
Girls was Motley Crue. I actually saw Motley Crue live. Wabrai, please bring me a picture of you from high school. I really think we should put that on the live stream.
Do you want to bet on the mullet? Whether or not there was a mullet?
A little bit of business up front and party in the back. I think there was a partial mullet. I think it was like more like big and crimpy, or maybe a little curly.
A little curly. I could see that.
And then like blew in the wind when he had all his windows down in the Trans Am. And it got all messy and the girls liked it. And I bet you sometimes he wore a bandana around.
Oh yeah.
Like Bret Hart. Oh, Waprai. Waprai claims to be a nerd. You were not a nerd. Don't lie to me. Is Corey putting in a little race here with pocket eights to 30? Brian's gonna put in a quick call on the button with an 8-5. And the old Brian is back. 80. It doesn't matter what you have, baby.
Waprai says he was a straight A student. Kind of nerdy. That's awesome. Mucho respect.
I was not. 995. Brian picked up a pair. Corey still has the best hand. You can't hate this flop if you have pocket eights. And it looks like 80 bet 60. Corey just calls. And Brian folds.
Queen of clubs on the turn. Corey picks up a... No, he does not. Never mind. Apologies. Thought I saw a different 9 out there.
And now 80 checks.
And Corey's gonna bet 125. I think he's putting 80 on exactly the kind of hand that he's got, and he's looking for value out of a 5 here. He thinks he can also get value from 7s, 6s. 80 comes along.
80's a little sticky with this hand. See, to me, I wouldn't be too worried about that call. I think if 80 had a queen, he may have raised. You think?
Well, yeah, it's just not a lot of queen combos he's gonna lead the flop with.
Yeah. So, and it's 80, and so he checks to him. He's got showdown value. He could check here. He could also try to get some value out of a 5 or worse.
80 also might have like had a inside draw like a 6-7 draw, or he could have had the 7-8 draw. The 7-8 draw got there, but I don't think 80 would check the 7-8 draw.
And
the
80's
6-7 draw might have riveted a pair, and he might call here. So I think Corey actually might, and he's gonna check it back.
80's got 2 phones, so you know, guy with 2 phones always has a gut shot.
Gotcha.
Why does 80 have 2 phones?
One for business, one for pleasure.
Right? One for wife, one for girlfriends.
Plural. Rick and Barstow, man after my own heart. He mentions the Doors, Zeppelin, the Who. It's when actually my wife, as you, I'm sure you know, my wife's a huge music buff. I love music as well. We argue about music. When my daughter was 5 years old, there was actually a YouTube video. I think YouTube took it down because of music copyright infringement kind of thing, stuff like that. But my daughter at 5 years old is watching "The Song Remains the Same" by Led Zeppelin and when she's at 5 years old, she can name every member of Led Zeppelin, every instrument they played, and like the names of like all their songs. My daughter still is at 8 years old now, a huge Led Zeppelin fan.
That's awesome. I love Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
And the Doors.
Actually, it was like funny.
Do you like Pink Floyd?
My wife loves Floyd. I respect Floyd, but I'm personally not a huge Floyd fan.
Not even like Dark Side of the Moon?
No, that's, you know, I was gonna say like other than like Dark Side of the Moon, I can like go front to back on. Other stuff like that, I'm kind of spotty with.
Adam Hart Mother, man. I like all their crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I like the stuff that know they were not sober for and don't remember making.
Other than Dark Side of the Moon, like I like Floyd songs and actually
The
Floyd
Wall.
albums.
The Wall was a great.
The Wall, and they're okay. Maybe I am a Floyd fan. I don't know. The Wall. Yeah. The wife loves Floyd. I didn't do as many drugs as a kid, so I didn't fall in love with
I
Floyd.
didn't do drugs as a kid. I like Floyd.
Okay.
Danzig was okay. Danzig is kind of one-hit wonder. I'm gonna get yelled at for that. But
Matt bets 45 here with a 9-10. 80's in check call, the best hand.
What did he say to Matt? I feel like there's like something going on between them. Like, see, they're talking to each other. I can't hear what he said to him. There's levels among levels to Matt, and Matt's listening to everything AD says. Believe it or not, Matt looks like a timid man, but there's like a massive computer in his head, and he's like computing everything that AD says, everything he does, every bet. And you're gonna get worse to fold. Matt didn't have anything anyway. Sherm, nice to see you. Shermmeister. Seb Black, nice to see you. Well, you know what my favorite band is. Well, I'm like into the dark stuff. I like dark melancholy. I love the Beatles. I love the Beatles, the later Beatles stuff when they got a little dark.
Sgt. Pepper's and Post.
Abbey Road. When the darker they got, the more I loved it. I
You weren't I want to hold your hand kind of girl.
No, I mean it was when I was young. I listened to that when I was like a kid. My dad would play it to me.
But more of a Hey Jude.
Yeah, I guess. Abbey Road's my favorite Beatles album. I like it when there's like some more meaning to things.
We got a new player set. I missed a player. TS makes it 40 to go with pocket 9.
T-dollar. That's a dollar sign.
Brian's in a flat ace, queen of hearts. King Jack 5, 2 hearts, big flop for Brian. Inside straight draw.
Oh, it's T.
Draw.
It's T.
How did that go check?
The beast.
How and or why did
the
that go
beast
check?
of stones. I love me some T.
T.
Ruthless T. T's a dealer here, but I believe T is one of those guys. He's a poker player first and then a dealer, just to make up for those bad swings. You know?
Oh yeah.
God, love me some T. I tried to say hi to T and he ignored me. That's how big he is at stones.
I totally get T checking the 9s on the flop, but why is Brian not firing the ace queen on the king jack 5 2 hearts? Turn 4 diamonds, and T's not having any of it.
Gay Corpse is asking where the hell is Tiny, right? We haven't seen Tiny in a while.
Tiny's probably in Vegas.
Yeah, Tiny is in Vegas. Tiny's sitting at a cash game in Vegas, playing 12 hours a day, waiting for his aces and kings, and getting paid. Getting paid. You get paid in Vegas. They're Europeans, man. We're crazy, us Europeans. And you know this, man. So many people just buy in for 200 big blinds, then just nut pedal, Gay Corp said.
Very true.
In Vegas, yep.
What's weird is that people still pay off anyway.
Yeah, exactly. That's why the World Series of Poker is so profitable to so many people, because you get like a big population of Eastern Europeaners.
You keep outing like.
I would say Europeans, but Eastern Europeans, we have gamble in our blood. The Europeans, man, they are crazy.
No, it's true. Like, I mean,
they play different poker out there. It's very
much more aggressive than we're used to seeing here in the States. They're great tournament players, because tournament players, you know, putting pressure on tournament players is like.
But they bring that tournament game to the cash game. It is bananas playing cash in Europe. Jack Deuce 5 2 diamonds. Danny flops the nut flush draw.
Bet 60 into Mike, who cannot continue.
And we always see, like, Mike's one of those guys, he hasn't really played, and honestly, it's so hard to pick up hands for just a small live stream. You know, you might see someone fold for 3 hours because they just are card dead. We've seen Azan fold for 3 hours on a stream before.
Yeah, and we've seen other hands where like the deck's being a little bit more cooperative and Azan's opening every other hand, it seems like.
Yeah. I hope like when we hit our 1 year mark, we do a compilation video of all of our craziest hands.
Craziest hands on us, and also I'd like to see like a best of the worst of, where like all the ridiculous stuff that you and I have like misspoke and said.
Oh, that would be funny.
Yeah.
Like when I said there were more low cards than high cards.
I don't know why you bring that up again.
Because I'm SMRT.
Mike's gonna make it 40 to go, ace jack off. Brian, who had limped in, ace four of diamonds. T's gonna defend the king jack of spades. I'm sorry, king jack off. Jack of spades, and Brian calls as well.
Asian Power says, why would anyone play a hand if it's not aces? Right?
Theoretically, if this game was ever without blinds, you never should. King 9-5. Top pair for T.
I like cash games that have antes. You ever play an ante cash game?
Oh yeah.
Good, that is awesome.
Trip kings for T.
What Bryce said he plays so bad he turned into straight corpse, not gay corpse. I think he means gay as in happy.
Jubilant corpse.
Jubilant corpse.
T takes it down. No, we actually, I was playing into the card room and we were playing 1-3 with $1 antes.
Oh, I love that.
So
I think that's great.
There's already $9 in the pot.
Yeah.
And a 1-3 game, and we were also in the same game. We were playing 7 deuce for $15 a head. So
the reason why I think there should be antes because then it forces some people to.
it was a great game because it was everyone. First of all, everyone was it was a 1-3 game, but everyone was at least 1K deep, and so we're like let's barrel here. So we played dollar antes and we played a $15 a head 7 deuce game in the same game.
Sometimes you sit down at a table and like you know that they know and we know that we're gonna barrel.
Yeah.
We're all here.
It also helped that
it
it was 3 in the morning and we'd been drinking since 8 in the previous morning. So
tequila helps you make good decisions.
it's science.
We like science here at Stones.
Oh yeah.
We're actually teaching a science class right now, and you guys are all our students.
Matt H picks up 9s for the 3rd time tonight, makes it 35 to go.
Look at T Money. T Money. That nice clean haircut, don't let it fool you. That man is a beast.
T's gonna flat out of the small blind. I think he could have gone either way there. I'm not sure I'd be fun about playing the hand out of position here.
And Corey's got ace king, flops the best of it here.
There was no 3-bet from Corey. Also interesting move.
Maybe he's a little bit of a trappy player.
And I think Matt's just being consistent here. If he's going to consistently c-betting his entire opening range, 3-handed, even though it's going to be hard for him to get called here by a worse hand. I think he's just trying to stay balanced and consistent in this game by c-betting here.
Or he has a cookie, and that might make it difficult to raise because you got your mind on the cookie. Free warm cookies at Stones, by the way. Veronica analysis, professional analysis.
3 on the turn.
Now Matt's got a boat. Corey has an ace. I mean, Matt's got to be worried about that call. What else is Corey gonna call with? And they check. Corey's really playing this hand snug, and Matt's kind of giving up on this hand.
What's the thing about Corey on the turn is he's only going to call if he's chopping.
Yeah, that's true.
But he might if he checks back here, he might talk a player with 9s, 10s, jacks, something like that, into thinking that they're best. Checks. Corey reaches for chips, and Matt releases immediately.
And Corey gets his cookie and the pot too.
It was inevitable. Once the 3 came on the turn, if Corey would have been there, Matt dumps, and Matt doesn't fight for the river either. But leave it. Corey gives Corey credit there. He tried checking back the turn and hoping that he'd get Matt wake up a little sticky there.
I think Corey, I'm starting to, he's the first time on our stream, so I kind of got the guys figured out on how they play, except for Matt. Matt's like in his own dimension. But Corey, I think, is a little trapping guy. I think he allows people to hang themselves. I think that might be part of his game. I'm starting to notice that. No?
Too small of a sample size for me to say. If I were to, based on what I've seen, I think Corey's obviously
We brought you here for your analysis.
like it's hard.
It depends.
I mean, yes, and he just flatted ace king pre.
My name is Jake.
Check back
it
the turn.
depends. Professional analysis.
You never know.
Awesome.
Awesome.
So, Bob for Prez. Do we have a Bob? Who's Bob?
Really?
Oh, Bob! Our Bob!
Bob. You mean the man who
Bob.
makes all this work?
I would say like
Do we have a Bob? Like what Bob? The Bob. The
Bob
only Bob.
for boss.
Bob for boss. King 8-4. Brian smacks bottom pair. TD's in the hand as well. I'm sorry, not TD, 80.
Sean SC2 says, I think Jake just said, I want to kill you right now under his breath.
It's not us. And 80's got ace-7. 80 turns an inside straight draw. Might keep the pedal going.
Wow. Is that an all-in? Did Brian just go all in? The pot is 160? Oh, AD's only got 460 behind.
There it is, that's fine. So don't let the graphic confuse you. The pot's not really at 3.6K. Brian shifts, but it's really only at a 4 1/4 effective shove.
Yeah.
Or 460, I should say, effective shove. So minus 3K from the size of the pot. So there's about 6 and change in the pot. He shoves forward. It's about 1K in the pot. Gonna cost 80 the rest of it to call. He's got an inside straight draw. Brian's got a similar inside straight draw. They need each other's cards to make their straight. But Brian figures if he can get 80 to fold a 5 here, that's a good thing for him. As it was, 80 had no pair. But you get 2 overs and a gut shot.
And
10
heart.
outs. And heart.
Heart gives you at least 2 more outs.
Absolutely.
4 percentage points.
It's like putting a bumper sticker on your car, it makes it faster. Or when you one of the import kids like bolting a wing to the back of the car on top of another wing, faster.
I don't know, you have to ask Brian about that.
I don't think
Spoiler
don't
on your
think-
Trans Am?
No, no, the import
A
kids.
homemade
No, I'm talking about the import
spoilers.
kids. The import kids.
Like me, I'm an import kid.
No. You see, you were never in the street racing scene. You just don't get it, man.
I
You
just don't
know.
get you.
You don't know. You weren't there.
You don't know what we're like when we're alone. Action is on AD. He's got his mind on the game. That's what it is. That's what's going on. AD's watching the game.
80 loves basketball. And
Pocket
he's very,
sixes.
very much following this basketball game on.
So, was this a straddle? An 80 calls? Or it looked like more than $10. Am I losing my mind?
Yeah, I think Mike put it in straddle here. Couldn't see how much it was for. Might have been 25. Yeah, it looks like 20 and 25. I can't really tell.
Mike, put in the squeeze, baby. Put in the squeeze. Here it comes. Reaching for squeeze chips.
There it is.
Yes. And playing off his image, he's been playing pretty snug. It looks strong. And it might be.
And
Ah,
80
it's
says
the call
kid
from
for
80. This
I
is the
love it.
80 that I love. This is the 80 that I love. He's like, Veronica, I'm not going to disappoint you. I'm going to play the way that I normally do.
Wow.
Eight, 7 deuce on the flop. 2 spades. Still don't know what Mike has. Bob Bright owns a Corvette.
So does Fat Train. When's the last time you rode in a Corvette?
I mean, I like old trucks. I like that kind of stuff. I like salt of the
And
earth stuff.
this is what I thought 80 would do. It's a pretty good flop for Brian's squeeze hand. 7-8 deuce. 80's blocking 2 of the 6s, but this is what I felt that 80 would do. Shy of like an ace or a king, you know, on the flop, 80 was just gonna barrel the 6s.
I had a Jeep in Canada. I loved the Jeep. Standard. Actions on Brian. He is open-ended, and we've seen him fold open-ended before. Oh, Brian, don't disappoint me again. Thank you.
Now Mike R had that 9-10 and I thought he squeezed.
Oh, everyone calls. Triple up for AD.
80's in a spot where he could triple up.
Whoa!
Smack the 6s for AD, but that makes Brian straight.
Wow, now he needs the board to pair on the river.
I agree with Helicopter. The overcall, what does Mike... now Mike R squeezed.
Yes.
I thought he squeezed 9-10 though. No, but the Brett Brian's holding. I kinda got it all like screwed up there.
It'll be okay.
It's okay, I'll get over
We'll make it
it.
through this hand.
Wow.
80 knows that he's screwed, even with the set. He needs the board to pair, and he knows it.
4 bills.
If Mike's on a flush draw, can he continue here? The pot is 1.8. It's 400 to call to try to get a flush if you're on a flush draw. If he just has a pair, it's not looking nice right now. Yeah, Helicopter said Mike could have a big flush draw here.
I like the size of my Brian. He's trying to get a stack in by the river against Mike R. But it's not going to work. 80's gonna need to pair the board. It's not gonna get there. Tough one for 80's. Blocking 2 of the straight outs.
Again, 80's one of those guys. He's gonna reach into his wallet and he usually buys back in. I don't know if he's going to, but he's not. He doesn't get pissed. He doesn't get mad.
No.
He's actually a very cool guy off the table if anyone's talked to him.
I'm kind of curious there. I'm with you, Helicopter. Like what Mike's overcalling the flop with there. Like it's got to be some sort of spade draw, right?
And a spade hit on the river, right? Queen of spades, right?
Yeah. I just don't know if Mike folds with all that money out there. If Mike folds 400 on the turn with a spade draw.
Helicopter said the flush hit, but there was no reaction from him. But you know, like poker
Maybe
players.
he could have check called an overpair maybe.
Yeah.
And then was worried about maybe Brian turning 2-pair on him when the six hits. I mean, but yeah, I was gonna specifically put him on like 6-7, and Brian really calling 6-7 on the flop against 80 shove.
Chips on 11, please.
Or pre-flop.
And actually,
Or
he didn't
pre-flop.
check call.
Pre-flop out of position with a 6-7.
Well, Brian can have a lot of 6-7 calling pre-flop out of position. We see Brian play a lot of those hands. But actually, the action on the flop was Mike R led, was original razor pre-flop. He leads, 80 shoves. It's harder for it's harder for Brian to have a 6-7 combination to overcall, which is a pair and backdoor straight draw.
Yeah.
So I mean, you kind of got to take most of the 2-pair combinations out of his range there.
Yeah.
Other than specifically him already flopping 2-pair like 7-8.
I would think that pre-flop out of position, Brian wouldn't have called with like a 6-7.
We saw him just last week call a 4-bet with 7-8. Last week, cold call. There was an open. He called 1 open 7-8. Then it was 3-bet, 4-bet.
But he's a different Brian today. He's a different Brian today. Although I think Brian's starting to come back. He's got some chips in front of him. He's feeling good. The Brian we know and love is coming back. You're right. You're right. You're right, Jake. You're right. Does it feel weird?
I really Helicopter like overcalling 10s. It's a very difficult hand, so he had to have 2 overs and a draw.
It's like I bought a different strap on. It just feels weird, right? This time?
It's unfamiliar territory. Because it's new, not because it's different. Because it's new.
New is different.
But it's same, but different. Pair and a draw, yeah.
Anyway, let's not talk about what we do after the stream.
don't know, ace 8? I don't know. It's really hard. I'm really curious there what my car had in that hand.
Whatever he had, I want to see.
You can't put Brian on a
cards.
you can't put Brian on a 2-pair combo other than the 7-8, other than flopping 2-pair. So the 6 really doesn't change any of the 2-pair draws. But I can't see him overcalling. You can't ever put him overcalling a shove there with middle pair.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Do you like playing shorthanded?
Yes.
I love
my
a six-handed game.
6-max. Yeah. My
No,
primary
a cash game. A cash game.
Yeah, cash game background is online 6-max.
I love me a six-handed cash game.
Yeah. It forces you to open up. You got to have more gears to win at 6-max.
By the way,
If you're a creative thinking poker player, it's in your favor.
I'm not creative. I'm just crazy.
Yeah, he's bludgeoning.
For all of those who said in the stream earlier that they could destroy this cash game, seat open. Seat open. As they like to say in LA, the Twitch seat is seat 4. Seat open for any Twitch viewer. Come on down. We've got a seat for you.
I keep hearing from Eldar. Eldar's been in the last couple chat boxes. He's watching the games. He's like, that's it. I'm in. I'm coming down. I'm playing.
Yeah, I'm gonna destroy this game. And where is he?
I pan the room, and I don't see many bear Jews.
I know, and I would love to see some bear Jews. We don't have any bear Jews in Sacramento. We've got Aces Rons, we've got
Some honey badgers.
some honey badgers, we've got all kinds of guys, but we don't have any bear Jews. I'll be there in 3 hours. Stream's still gonna be up. Mustache, we will have it up for you. No. Come on Monday. Wednesday is Veronica and Friends, ladies and gentlemen, local legends.
It's gonna be good.
And
This Saturday is the Employees Survivor Series game.
Ladies, wait.
Last chance, last game
But
to get a seat into the Stone Survivor Series.
the special thing about this Saturday is something no one has ever streamed before. Dealer's choice. Every single poker game that we can deal legally is going to be dealt if you want. Wherever the button lands, that person can choose the game. How awesome is that? How often do we do that? Never. In Canada, we used to play dealer's choice all the time. We had pineapple, crazy pineapple, and I'm not talking about open-faced Chinese. I'm talking about 3-card hold'em. We used to play everything. You guys don't play pineapple, you Americans, huh?
We do home games.
Home games.
Mike's gonna
Crazy
make it 40 to go with pocket 6s.
Crazy pineapple, you get 3 aces. What do you do? What do you want me to do?
T's gonna defend the straddle with ace 9.
Scotty Mofo 111 says, better Jew?
And that flop's gonna hit T a lot. Misses him here. Mike's gonna bet it anyway, take down the pot.
Oh, Monday's DHPLO.
Yes, we've talked about this already. Remember, are they gonna where they're in Vegas right now? What are they gonna do and blow up dolls and things? And
I think Nick's gonna bring a blow up doll with something like that, and it'll say Nick. It'll say Nick.
Walt says he wants stud 8.
Can we actually deal stud 8 here?
We don't deal stud games here.
I have to ask Justin what our list of games is, like our legal list of games.
I believe it's limit hold'em at various limits, no hold'em various limits, and then Omaha. So I mean, it's dealer's choice, but we have just a smaller range of games. It's because of the RFID software.
I mean a stud game.
It's gonna be. We're just gonna have to play. We have to play flop games, I believe.
Flop games.
Community card games.
Yeah.
Walrus is playing a 50-100 stud 8 in Vegas. Beast.
Damn, Daniel.
I'll play some Raz.
I'm not gonna play Raz.
Just play Raz, you'll get a ticket to the Raz.
I know. I've played horse. I used to play horse online for like 1 cent, 2 cent, or like a $1 tournament. But the Raz.
I was the same way when I started playing horse games. I didn't like Raz. I just didn't like the concept of making chunk. And then, like I said, when I went back and I would look at my results, I was crushing Raz.
Well, because nobody likes Raz, and everybody has a hard time with not making hands.
No, it's not. That's not it. Then you learn to appreciate what a hand is.
You can go play in the World Series of Poker. You'll have a better chance of winning a bracelet. There's less people in those tournaments. Those are the ones you want to win.
Raz is popular. Raz is a popular crossover from Hold'em players into stud. Stud high is hard.
I like stud.
Stud high is hard. Stud 8's hard.
I like stud 8. I love me some stud 8.
Sexy. Stud 8's so sexy.
Yeah, it's a good game. I did play that online a lot. Peter's going for raising chips. Peter, put your hand on the reader. You know better.
T folds the Jack 10 of hearts on the button.
Because it's Peter putting in the raise. That's why.
I don't know. I see that different. I see
Peter's a little snug sometimes. I couldn't. But he did. Peter's got pocket sixes. Brian, now we can't see his cards.
I can't see ever folding Jack 10 suited to a single open.
No, I couldn't.
Ever.
Goblet squash. Goblet squat. Goblet squash would have been good too. Welcome to the chat. Nice to have you. And Doom says Raz is dope. Anthony, get back into the game. Get back into the game. Iron, you should.
One pair.
While Bright complaining, his Raz means ace 2 3 4 king king queen. What are you complaining about? That's a queen 4 low. That's like the nuts.
Fart Daddy says great fold. Jack 10 heart versus a single raise.
On the button, mind you. Just
on the button, yeah. Got the best position and you're folding.
probably the best hand in the best position.
I love Jack 10. I'll marry Jack 10. I'll marry it. We'll go down the aisle. We'll have kids, little jacks, little 10s. Gay Corpse wants a shout out on the stream. Not just in the commentary, but he wants a shout out within the big box, not just the small box.
I believe there was a goblet squat. I believe there was a straddle on. I believe there was a $25 straddle.
I bet goblet squats like a beefcake. Like he lifts things up and puts them down and squats, and he calls his kettlebells the goblets.
Makes sense. So, Samir, Mike's got the $20 straddle on here. T's gonna call 20 with pocket threes.
No squeeze from Mike this time with a 9-5.
So don't believe the graphic. The graphic, it actually was a $20 straddle, so there's 60 and change in the pot. Jack 7-6, all diamonds. It checks through and the deuce of hearts peels off on the turn.
Mike's got a little gut shot. Not sure what Brian has. They want to shout out to the Octagon again. New York City.
Z Diddy 12. We back.
New York in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Z Diddy went and got some coffee. He talked. His skin looks like butter, so he had to, look in the mirror, and then he came back to Stone's Live. Got a taxi cab. Got yelled at by the taxi driver. I love New York City. Have you been there?
I've not.
It's awesome. Awesome. First date with my husband in New York City.
You told me.
Pretty awesome. Stayed in Times Square.
If I'm not mistaken, he flew there. You guys met.
We both, met halfway.
You were in Europe.
No, I was in Canada. He was in London.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Well, someone was in Europe. Deuce 7 low. I love it. Triple draw. So much fun.
Fart Daddy says, shout out to the Octo Mom.
Good luck with it.
I don't know what they're talking about.
It's Canadian.
New York, it's New York. Brian's folding Queen 8. We've seen him put in raises with Queen 8.
So Peter raises to 35 with Ace 3 of hearts. Corey's gonna come along Ace Queen, and Corey's gonna flop top. Single draw, no limit.
Peter get a lot of respect tonight with his races.
Very much so. Peter misses. Check bet fold. Deuce to 7, single draw, no limit. Never played it. I have no idea how it is that Nick Schulman just crushes that game. It's beyond me. A game that has such little information. There's no community cards. There's only one draw. It's no. I mean, it baffles me how someone's already got that game completely solved. Nick Schulman's won 2 races playing Deuce to 7, single draw, no limit, and then he finished second last year to Galfond in the same event.
Study it for a year and go play it.
1-1-2.
Study it for a year.
Single draw, no limit?
Yeah.
I feel like I should first get where I feel like I am beyond proficient at triple draw. Because triple draw is so much more common. You find it in 8 game, you find it in more mixed games than you do. Deuce to 7, single draw, no limit.
I just told you how to win a bracelet. I just told you, and you're poo-peeing on it. Poo-poo.
Kyle picked up single draw, no limit for those reasons. Because in last year's 10K single draw, I think there's 192 players in the field. It's a small field, but they're all specialists. So it's a small field, but it's a tough field. But Kyle picked it up because, for those reasons. It's in a 192 player field, it's my best chance to win a bracelet. Kid's chasing hardware. I give him props. Hardware is cool. Money comes and goes. Hardware lasts forever, unless you're Jamie Gold, in which case then you sell your hardware back to the hardware store.
No way! Don't tell me he sold his bracelet.
Yeah.
What? What a degenerate!
But it was a court ordered kind of sale thing because it was
That's what happens
stuff.
when you sell 95% of yourself of the main event. Well, he didn't sell 95%, but a lot of himself.
Back to our game. Ace of clubs peels off on the turn. Mike's got a pair and an inside straight draw. No one hits the ace. No one's got clubs.
Ryan D'Angelo won the event today. Which event was it today?
He won the dealer's choice. He won the 1500 dealer's choice.
Apparently there are 14 people surrounding the TV cheering on Corey from New York City, baby. You guys should get on a plane and come to Northern California. We'll give you some wine. You can play.
Can't see Brian's holding. Corey has never eaten a kitten, or eaten ketchup. Has that eaten a kitten? I don't know.
The things that are in your head. You're in a lot of darkness. There's a lot of darkness in you. Eating kittens.
He won
I would if I had to, though. Would you eat a kitten if you had to survive? I would eat a kitten if I had to. Are you kidding? Apocalypse?
You're talking about like have to. I'm in a spot where I can afford the luxury of lying, so I can just sit here on my pedestal and just be like, nope, wouldn't do it.
No, I haven't eaten in 12 days, and the kitten just walked by me, and there's an apocalypse, and I have a fire brewing.
Yeah. Nope. I'm not in a spot where I have to tell the truth. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Did not see Brian's holding. He might have showed 6-6.
Oh my God, gay corpse! Don't even start.
Oh, he showed a straight. Wow.
I feel like I didn't have enough coffee.
I'm on number 2.
I don't drink Red
I'm
Bull.
gonna see if I can make my heart stop.
And then restart again?
Yeah.
Did you ever see that video of that guy who drank like 40 Red Bulls and his heart was like this?
That was impressive.
Yeah, the fact that he was alive was impressive.
Oh, Ryan D'Angelo won the 1500 Deuce to 7 single draw no limit. Never mind.
Corey knows the encyclopedia by heart. You guys.
Who
Corey's
cares?
obviously a legend.
Oh, by the way, Spencer and Rebecca are back in town. I watched the link that I had to me Spencer's final table from and Rebecca is just priceless.
Spencer and Rebecca, I'm trying to think.
Spencer, our coworker,
Spencer.
Spencer,
Okay.
who made a final table at a WSOP event.
Who was like raising every hand on our employees game?
Yeah. And Rebecca, who was there with him, who's sitting right over there. And she had the great comment in the interview on the well, if you guys win, you guys can tone it down. And she said, "How can I say this? Or can I say hookers and blow?" She was going nuts. She was cheering on Spencer something fierce. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
Mike makes it 30 to go, king 9 off. Matt's gonna put in a 3-bet to 110. Cannot see his holding.
Is Corey done now? Oh. But that being said, I love me some short-handed, some 5'10", short-handed. Let's go. I just hope these guys are up for some wildness. No?
Oh yeah, 6 max.
Oh, yeah. Don't
Yeah.
look so, like, is this your most exciting face ever?
Yay. Yay.
Do you ever get schoolgirl excited?
Not since
Not since last night.
it's been a while. Jubilant.
You're turning into my father.
I'm
You just
reading
spoke
everything.
to yourself. Jubilant corpse. Tracy, you just spoke to yourself.
They called someone.
Although you're
I
in
look,
the booth.
as we talked about before, I'm always looking for, stimulating intellectual conversation. And sometimes
It's not going to happen here.
I find it with myself. It's the only place I can find it. Like,
Do you want to talk string theory?
not
What would you like-
tonight.
No, okay. Well,
No.
just asking. Action is on Matt. It looks like there's a straddle. $20 straddle. And Matt's putting in a 3, or is it a 3-bet with a straddle? Technically, he's putting in a raise. T calls the 65. Mike's calling. 3-way to a flop. All we can see is Matt's cards. 10, king, king. Matt's gonna c-bet his entire range here. You think someone like T, if he had an ace-king, a king something hand, he would 3-bet, like a king queen maybe he'd 3-bet, maybe not.
Not versus Matt's opening. Matt's gonna check it over to T. If T was floating, now's the time he's got to stick in that bet.
Everyone's wearing their stone jackets, you notice that?
It's because
Mike.
all the cool kids. All
Yeah.
the bumped up kicks.
That's a sad song.
Matt is gonna check call. Four comes on the turn. $720 in the pot, and that's not a big bet. That looks like Value Town, but Matt might be priced in here to call.
And right now,
Chops all the 10s except ace 10.
in his head, boop, boop, beep, 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 boop, 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 boop. Data in his head. How does the story look?
260. Not a big bet. Matt gives it away. Playing 6-max is going to favor creative, aggressive players like T. Matt H is one of them as well. Matt H has a long online background, and online you play a lot of 6-max. We're playing 7-handed now, but tags that like to sit back in their chair, relax, wait for hands to come to them, let the pressure players come to them. In 6-max, they tend to get somewhat run over,
Yeah.
and they don't even really realize what's happening all the time because you have to open up your range, you have to play more hands.
They're like the dumb drunk girl at the party. Oh, I don't know what's going on.
Yes, yes. Tags in 6-max are dumb drunk girls. Veronica Brill, we gotta get that across the t-shirt.
18-year-olds at a party.
Short-handed play is definitely going to favor creative players like T. This might be a spot where we might see Anthony go back to the old Anthony and really open up. Brian ought to be really good in 6-max formats.
Although Brian is a little subdued tonight.
Jack 10-3. Anthony's going to follow through. Three of diamonds comes on the turn, pairing the board and completing the diamond draw. Check, check. And now there's literally no draws that Anthony can beat with his ace high. Everything got there. Everything. That said, somehow Anthony takes in the pot with the ace 5.
Mustache 707 says, but a lot of people go way overboard with playing a lot of hands short-handed. Super easy to win money. That's me. I like to play everything. I don't even need to be short-handed.
Now when you're short-handed up here, you can just... Like,
yeah, you're short-handed up here. You don't. I mean, it's less stressful when you don't think about it.
Yeah. Quiet company.
So, Veronica and friends on Wednesday, watch a bunch of people try to take my money. I'm good, 2 for 2, making money. Let's see how the third one goes. Although I can never win money off of Kathy. I don't know if you watch Kathy on the stream. I just think Kathy's a luck box. She sold her soul to the devil. The devil played a little violin or banjo or whatever to her. She said, yes, here we are. Here's my soul. Let me win every hand. I can't beat her against a hand.
Life's hard.
I know, against Kathy.
Matt flops a nut, draw. Check that fold. So the great thing about playing, like, so right now we're playing 7-handed. Check that. Mason's gonna check into the game.
Who is this Mason? Does he own the Mason Jar Empire?
Yes. His
Nice.
father was Richard T. Mason, who invented the Mason jar.
Nice. I like inventors. Inventing jars is a very, very interesting thing.
He's like, well, we're gonna tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a glass and then we're gonna put a fucking lid on it.
Genius!
Ship it!
Ship it! I love mason jars. My husband will accuse me of maybe ordering too many jars, but I like to drink my summertime refreshments out of jars.
I'm with you.
They hold a lot.
Yeah. No. And you're like, I've only had 2 drinks. Well, 2 Mason.
And they're mason jars.
Yeah. And next thing you know,
They're like this big.
yeah, you're throwing poker chips at the kids, and telling them, you're the only one that gets me, man.
You know your problem
We
is?
should do this. Yeah. You're pissing me off lately.
You know I love you, man.
Anthony's gonna make it 40 to go. The King Jack of Diamonds. Brian's gonna come along on the button with a 10-3 of spades. T, Queen Jack, and he's gonna flop top 2. Middle pair for Anthony. Backdoor spades for Brian.
Ooh, I
T
like
would
a
love to
little
get
bit
a check raise here. I don't know if he's gonna get an opportunity.
a little bit of something for everybody.
Checks through. 10 of clubs.
Now Anthony's open-ended. Brian's got a pair and T's got 2 pair, so
135 in the pot, and T is gonna lead up for 40. Kind of a small bet. I think Anthony's got a call here.
he wants worse to call.
And Brian's gonna overcall with just a 10. Would I much rather see a raise or fold out of Brian on that turn? Definitely much more like a fold, but
He's gonna check around. T's gonna take this down.
checks through.
T, I think, was hoping the way he threw his hands down. I think he was hoping someone would bet into it. Oh, he said Ace King got there, clubs got there. That's why he didn't bet.
I think you were T on Queen Jack X, and Ace King's gonna continue all day. I mean, you really can put up something on Ace King there? I do.
On better nuts than his nuts?
Yeah, no, never. So Mason, he played a really fun hand on the employee. So, speaking about Spencer and his deep run in the World Series, Spencer was raising every single hand. And in this particular hand, I think it was a 1-3 game, and Spencer put in a $100 straddle. So it was 1-3-100.
Who is this Spencer? I want him in my game.
And that's the kind of pressure that you put on people that get to those deep runs in the series. I love it. So Spencer puts in a live 100, and Mason makes it 250 to go, ace 10, same hand that Brian wakes up with here. It comes back around to Spencer in the straddle, and he snap ships it. Sends it for like 1,400.
Didn't even look at what he had?
Yeah, he did. He did look. It was king 10. So Mason was only like I think another like 400 back. Or no, I'm sorry, it was more than that. He was like 600 back, maybe 7 back. After he made it 250 to go, ace 10.
Yeah.
And he's in the tank about it, and he asked Spencer to show him a card. And Spencer shows him the 10.
And he still folded.
And
right?
Mason has ace 10, and he dumps it. It was just like.
I watched that. I actually watched that.
It was such a sick spot. Like.
How do you fold there?
Yeah. So Mason, I think, is definitely looking for a little bit of retribution coming back here on the stream.
So yeah, if you're just tuning into our show for the first time, hit the little heart and follow us, and we'll let you know when we go live. We go live every Monday, Wednesday, and for a few more Saturdays.
Yeah, if you want to watch a 1-3 live 100 game, throw us a follow. You'll know when it's on.
Yes.
5-5, 25, 1-3, 100.
You can
Same
also
game.
watch all of our old videos. We don't have you don't have to subscribe to our show. You can watch all of our old videos for free. They're all on our profile page. And yeah, watch that Survivor's Employees show. That was hilarious. That was awesome. No, that wasn't a Survivor. That was just an Employees game.
That's just an employee game.
This weekend is the Survivor Employees. What am I talking about? I'm
What
crazy.
is this?
What is this? Losing my mind. Brian's limping. He's not a typical limper.
And Matt is going to exercise his position on the button.
And raise. Brian calls. Heads up.
Ace, King 9, and Matt makes a pair. And so this is definitely one of those hands where Matt should stay in balance. It's really hard to get called by worse there. But if you're going to be c-betting your entire range heads up, definitely 3-handed, definitely heads up as well, then he's just maintaining consistency there. That way when he does have it, he can get paid.
I like getting paid. Me like it very much.
I've grown fond of it.
Yes.
At first I was a little apprehensive. I'm like, what is this? Why? And
because it doesn't happen very often for you, right?
Obviously not.
Needle. T's reading 101 things you didn't know about poker on his phone.
And like I say, this short-handed format, Matt's really feeling it. I mean, he's picked up a couple hands in a couple of spots, but he knows you have to open up and expand. He makes it 40 to go, and Peter comes along as well now, 9-7 of hearts. T defends the big blind. King 10-4, all spades. No one has a spade. No one else has a pair. Matt H with 2 red 5s. He's got all the equity here.
But
Jack of spades.
First person to bet's gonna take this down. Check out.
My card just
Don't check out. I hate checkouts. You like a checkout?
I never check out.
I never check out. Why would you check out? You can't win by checking out.
Matt puts in a bet. And he says, you guys don't even know how wide I am here.
The chat room is talking about how out of shape they are.
Even rounds of shape.
Do you know how much work it is to be in shape? It's a lot of work and time. I just don't have it. I don't have time to be in shape anymore. When I was in my 20s, I had nothing else to do.
It also required less effort back then.
Yeah, but I was always starving myself. Now I like to, I mean, I love eating. I eat a lot. I just don't care anymore. My husband would stand to lose way too much to divorce me, so he's stuck with me.
And here we go. Mike's gonna limp king 7 off. Yuck. Matt comes along. He's opening more pots. Makes it 40 to go. Jack 10 off. T out of the small blind. Could have gone either way there. He's gonna flat. He's suited. He thinks he's gonna win at showdown more often. Ace Queen 8. Matt's got an inside straight draw to Broadway. T's got top pair. Mike R came along king 7.
Because Mike likes to donate money to the pot.
We've all seen Mike make a lot of moves, though. Mike's very capable of putting pressure on opponents. So here's the thing for Matt here. Matt betting here. Obviously, he's not repping the ace. But you might be. This is a way Matt might play a hand like Queen 10, King Queen, or even pocket jacks this way. Check back the flop and then get some value in on the turn. As it is, T, trip aces.
Do I hear a raise?
Check raise 190. It's not a big check raise. And now Matt's just trying to figure out how much will T pay off if I get there, and if I get there, am I counterfeited? If the king comes, he can't put T on ace king. There's no 3-bet preflop. So he's got to feel that if the king comes, he's good.
I think T lives in Value Town with his bets. He's very value-y with his bets.
Yeah, it's right next to Value Town's right next to
Spew Town?
Blufferville or
I visit Spew Town a lot. It's a nice place.
Yeah, it's a nice place. It's fun.
Fun. It's a fun place.
It's fun until you leave Spew Town.
And you go to Barrelville. Yeah. Barrelville. Now that is the best place I've ever visited. Don't get drunk in Barrelville, ladies and gentlemen. High Five says beer and hot wings sponsored by Lazy Boy. Yeah, that's what happens.
The graphic shows Brian Lynch. He might have put it in a straddle here. Big Rhino Slick. If I haven't said already, welcome to the chat box.
Veronica, why are you not in the chat? I am. I'm angry_Polak in the chat.
We're talking to the chat. Do we really have to be typing in the chat?
Because he said, why am I not in the chat?
No, I saw that, but I'm saying, like it's not, we've been like...
How much do they want from us?
Is my blood not enough for you?
Yeah, what more do you need?
Are you not entertained?
Here we are now. Entertain us! I will say that if you'd like to tweet me, I am angry_Polak. My mother was singing happy birthday to my son. I didn't want to say it because she was watching last time I was here. She was, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I was loving it. High Five asks if I'm going to the World Series of Poker. I more than likely will not. I have
a bingo tournament.
I have a bingo tournament that I attend every year, and I like to spew off $600 to. No, I got some other stuff going on in my life. I haven't been able to go recently. Before I was married, I used to go every year for the whole 6 weeks. I even used to live in Vegas. Oh, those were the days. Those were the days. High Five says Stone's Live is the best Twitch stream. We know. Thank you.
Like Elber. Just got back to Vegas a couple of days ago. Cashed 3-3 in the Colossus. Good job.
Wow, nice work.
Someone made a mention that they thought it'd be a good idea if someone were to cash in all 6 Colossus events. Like there should be some sort of like extra reward or prize for
They get
cashing.
automatic bracelet.
Yeah.
The cash 6 times bracelet. It's like silver and it's like someone scraped on it with a pen, like World Series of Poker champ.
You flip it over to like the 1-800 gambler, like, number like engraved into it. Like, you need this.
You scrape it and it's like plastic underneath.
So Brian makes a pair of 5s here. Anthony's got an inside straight shot of Broadway. Can't see T's hand. Brian's looking over at Danny like, I have no idea what you're even saying right now, bro.
K-Corpse. K-Corpse is the nuts. Range?
2 pair for Brian on the turn, and Anthony decides to lead out for 100.
Anthony's got a gut shot. He knows the king is coming. His mother told him. And a little raise out of Brian.
300. Right back at you, kid. Anthony releases immediately.
Anthony, the king is coming. There's 3 of them. Come on, 3 oots.
BKK Grinder asks, do you always chop or refuse to chop? It depends on the field that I'm playing against, and if you're down and there's, depending on where effective stack sizes are, and who's left. If I feel I have at least a reasonable amount of chips.
Oh, a chop a tournament? Oh, I thought you meant the blinds.
Oh.
I don't know, which one do you mean? I was like, are you really gonna
we're all watching Cash Game Poker here, so.
I'm like, are you gonna spew for 5 minutes about chopping the blinds in Cash Game?
I could spew for a while about that. I mean, I always chop. In cash games, I always chop, regardless. Unless there's some sort of like weird promo where like if you have, whatever hand,
If the
and then
dick on my left says, I never chop, I raise him every time.
that's fine. And then as long as that guy is consistent, I have no problem with that. If the guy sits down and he's like, hey, Mike long cards, I don't chop guy, and I totally respect that. It's either full set small blind, he's either gonna just give it to you, or he's gonna open
when
it
I
up
went,
on you.
I played at Bay 101. It was like a table full of Silicon Valley guys, super fun, and everyone was chopping and having fun. And one girl sat down, she's like, "I don't chop," and the whole table hated her and was pissed at her.
As long as she's not. The only thing that's bad about that is if you're the person who's like,
they had a group thing going on.
that doesn't matter. Mike R flops a nut club draw. Both players have the same hand. Obviously, you can see how much more Mike's favorite here.
They said, would you mind not saying that disgusting name every other minute, Veronica? Thanks. Staples for press. I don't know what name that is.
Jack on the river. Mike bricks out his clubs, but both players river the same pair. And Brian's got a call. Call and chop it up. No, but as long as that person's, the only time it's bad about chop etiquette is if the players are person like do you want to chop and they like look at their hand first and then like let that dictate that's the only
that's
bad.
obviously
otherwise
stupid. That's stupid.
Otherwise you chop every time or don't chop at all.
I'm saying I'll be at tables where people aren't chopping. I'm not going to chop. I'll play with them. I'll do stuff with them.
Sure.
But if the whole table's chopping, I'm not going to be like, I don't chop. The whole table's having fun. It was more of like a fun game.
I don't have a problem with that either.
I'm just saying that one girl.
So
I think you have to adjust the game.
No.
I didn't care. The rest of the
them-
table hated her.
You don't let the other players adjust to you. It goes back and forth, vice versa.
Okay.
If the other player, if you want to,
Obviously, I'm a better poker player than you, Jay.
if you feel like you have an edge against your opponents, and you want to play more hands, I'm blocking you from doing. You notice that?
I want to leave.
I know. Oh. I thought you were trying to like turn to me and like argue with me or something like that.
No, you're the one that straddles me. You haven't gotten serious with me in a while.
I'm sorry, were you saying something?
Get it all back.
No,
Awesome.
listen, if you feel like you're a better player and you want to play more hands, there's no problem with that. It's why Cobra doesn't chop, Mike doesn't chop.
No, that's fine. I'm saying that it
Who
depends
cares
on
if
the
the rest
table
of
you're at.
No, if the rest of the table's chopping, so what?
I do. I
If
adjust
you're
to my
idle,
table because I can adjust my game.
And let's see if they're capable of adjusting. If you have an advantage over them and you think that they can adjust,
Oh yeah, because chopping and not chopping is like the biggest advantage in the world.
Plain hands, plain post-flop poker. And when the stakes are super small and the rake's an issue relative to the blinds, then it's just foolish.
I just feel like some things are just so overly nitified by poker players and talking about chopping or not chopping and whether you should chop or not chop, and then is the table gonna chop and blah. Who friggin' cares? Let's play poker.
I like how like are you really gonna spew for like forever about chopping? And we're like, yeah, we are, and then now we have.
You're making me tilt. Look at this. I thought there was a 9 on the flop. Are the graphics correct?
Graphics are correct.
Okay. 10s, 9s, and a king queen. 10s are still ahead. Brian correctly folds.
Mezzo don't love me. They all love me.
Yes, everyone loves Jake.
Mike's gonna call.
Jake's beard for prez. I know my place.
More than anything, that's what tilts you, I feel.
Shut up!
It's their love for me.
Is they think that you're a
can't
wizard?
stand. It's their love for me that you
I
hate.
can't stand it. At night I can't sleep because I'm like, Jake! And I punch my Jake pillow because I have a picture of you on my pillow. Jake!
So T bets 45 here, and Mike R with 9s comes right back over the top. Makes it 145 to
Whoa! Mike R! Mike R for Rascal. Nice bet. Getting a little bit crazy with those pocket nines. Oh, everyone's gonna be like, oh, standard, Veronica. That was a standard play, Veronica.
It puts T in a spot where he has to have an ace to continue. You can get better to fold.
Mustache guy with the crooked beard. I hope they're talking about you. Probably not, because they love
No,
you.
they're not talking about me.
Go ahead. I want to hear the analysis there. T is put in a bad spot.
No, T's in a rough spot. Now T can turn his hand back into a bluff there and come back over the top, but it's just really tough for T to flat there when he get raised there.
And he's out of position. And
Exactly, you're out of position. If Mike would have check raised there, then I think flatting is more of an option if your opponent's got some bluffs in his range. But it puts T in a really bad spot where he has to have an ace to continue.
Jake, are you going to be in the employee game? Do you know yet?
I don't know yet. I put in my bio. I submitted a bio. You guys.
Send me your bio. I want to hear it.
Oh, that's right. I can't.
I wanna read it.
Because now I'll send my bio right now. No, then you'll read it out loud.
I won't read it out loud if you don't want me to. Not until you're off the stream.
The worst. Peter takes down.
Gay Corpse thinks that you have the 10K seat locked. Now remember, it's a social media. The winners are everyone who gets social media behind them. You have to get like 50 votes per round. You have to get people voting for you. You can't just expect my people are gonna vote for me, because it doesn't work like that. Hollywood had like all of his peeps around the world voting for him.
And Kyle had all the people around the world plus one voting for him. Is what it seems like. He barely notched him.
So you need to get like Twitter involved. You need to text message everyone. You need to get everything out. I tried to get Athena on that train, and she's like, nah, no. I wanted her to win, because Athena would be fun in that sit and go.
That's cool, man.
Awesome. 80's putting in a raise to 45. 80's back in the game!
Where have you
80's
been?
back!
Where have you been?
Oh! The poker gods are among us.
I came for souls.
Yes! 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 Overtime for AD.
Quit beeping at me.
Did you have my name? I saw Veronica Brill and then Val Cross, because
Because
obviously.
I had copied the message from Val, and I sent her my bio because she wasn't voting. I wasn't sure if you were or were not
Oh,
voting.
I thought maybe like she had me outnotched. 17 new messages?
Wow. That's popular. Or did mine come across in
Yeah,
multiple?
it comes on in multiple. It's usually multiples.
Oh, wow. Jesus, Lord.
It's because you've got an Apple. I'm a Samsung girl.
You have problems.
You don't even know the half.
80 opens with the pot. Makes it 30 to go. 9-8 of clubs. Matt comes in Queen 7 of hearts. Yeah.
I need to get even. I'm stuck with a 2-5.
Anthony hates folding his button, but he's gonna do it anyway.
Matt went to the bathroom and got a little IV gamble put into his blood. Jack 10-5.
Open-ended draw for AD. Brian, who came along as well.
Looks uninterested in this hand.
Oh yeah, you do. I remember that.
45 from AD. Here we go. AD going right back to work. See if I can't give it to you better.
I don't know why you don't email it to me or something. I can read it. It's fine. I'll be fine. I'll survive.
Out an email.
I'll survive. I can. Please don't send it to me more than once.
What's your email? Say it out loud over the things that everyone hears. Here, just type in your email. So AD, I believe that's a straddle on here. He might have just limped the 6-3 of clubs under the gun.
Probably calm, not come.
Here we go.
Good night, Waprai.
There was a quarter straddle on.
Have fun at the Spearmint Rhino.
Who you going with?
5, 8, 9, couple of spades. Brian hits a pair of eights. Ten on the turn, 10 of diamonds gives Mason an open-ended straight draw to go along with a flush draw now. Mason's just gonna call. Diamonds get there for Mason.
Disco. Thing is, AD has nothing except for heart.
He bets 140. Mason's hoping that 80's got some sort of two-pair hand here. He can call a raise.
Is this an acting award that's gonna happen?
I think Mason's really thinking about a sizing here. Mason's just gonna call.
What? Did he put him on a better flush?
I guess maybe Mason just thinks that, 80's, if he's reading 80 right, that he's got nothing, then I guess it doesn't.
He wouldn't get any more money out of
Wouldn't
it
need more
anyway.
value, and maybe he doesn't want to open himself up to a rebluff, or to open himself to get bluffed. Doesn't want to make it like, if he makes it like 450 to go there, and then 80 jams it for 2K.
I feel like Mason's made a lot of money with some shirts that he printed that are called Fear the Nuts. No?
You're probably right. Like, I mean,
It is part of the game.
They're talking about making it rain at the strippers. In Canada, it's not recommended to make it rain because those loonies and toonies come down really hard.
The worst. You don't make it rain, you make it hail. That
Yeah,
hurts.
you're making it hail, and like the strippers get bruised. It's the worst when they snap them.
All the leopard printed up.
Yeah,
strippers and
you
all
think
the-
it's like a see-through outfit?
No, they're just
Catsuit?
bruised
They're
up.
just bruised.
Yeah. Queen 10-7. Danny's open-ended. No one else flops much of anything. The checks to him, I'm expecting to bet. T bets 30. Danny just calls. Danny's also got the king of hearts. And AD comes along. 10 on the turn. And T's gonna keep firing. Please don't fold, Danny. And a baby seal just got clubbed.
AD's still in the hand. There's still hope. And AD's starting to barrel some drinks. See those tequila shots behind him?
It's the best way to get unstuck.
I tell people this all the time. Go play some blackjack, get some shots of tequila.
I see it day
You'll
in,
get it
day
all
out.
back. I'm abusing this pen. I'm turning into Jake. You're saying sex jokes. I'm like clobbering pens. The world isn't right,
It's a great disturbance in the force.
right? The poles are shifting. Call the APS on them Canadian strippers. Gotta help them out. Mason's gonna call, as we call it, power limping.
Anthony's been carded for a while.
Yeah, but he's got chips in front of him. It's always fun to just have
If he
lots
was,
of
yeah,
money.
if he was card dead and stuck a little bit, he probably might start opening up. But players that are winning their head, they tend to become very relaxed, very patient.
You mean they build a moat around their chips?
Yep. And Matt immediately exercises his option on the button. Or I'm sorry, out of the big blind. Raises it 50 more, makes it 60 to go. Mason limp folds.
80's watched Matt do this time and time again. If I were AD, I'd probably put some pressure back at him.
Brian comes along, as does AD. Bottom two for AD. And Matt, who's been staying very balanced and c-betting his entire range in heads up and short-handed or in three-way flops, now gets led into. Now earlier we saw Matt dump nines on ace-10 deuce when 80 led a deuce. I wonder if any part of Matt right there was kind of, reeling back, and if he's seen that hand yet.
Sorry.
What?
The chat room said that it's stocked and the strippers are also the bouncers. I can't listen to you talk serious and then Gay Corpse is in the chat. It destroys me.
I'm a mess with you. You mess without
I'm a
you.
mess with myself.
No, but I just wonder because Matt had a similar spot earlier where he had a pair. There was two overs, and 80 led into him with bottom pair, and Matt nines were actually good at them at the time.
And he folded.
And he folded, and it's almost that right there was a same spot. Except this time 80 was good with bottom two. If Matt, I wonder if he had seen that hand. Anyway,
Had he
Matt,
been-
yeah, would he have instantly folded the eights there? I think he still would have.
80's been leading into him all night too, with his entire range.
All of his hands.
All of them.
Earlier I only had $1,000 off, and I was like,
80, no mood to fold. He needs 55 to go off the
I
button.
was like, I know.
And he needs to start exercising his power over this table.
I didn't know how to act. I was like,
Ooh, I love me some AD. I like that parrot shirt too. That first time he was on our stream with that parrot shirt and he came in and just ripped it up. Ran over the table.
We're doing right.
AD is our bear Jew.
I was ahead of you too.
Similar qualities.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think he's our bear Jew. No, they have similar qualities. They're both here to play. They'll both like.
I didn't come here to fold.
They didn't come here to fold. I'd love to see AD and bear Jew on a table together. It would be like freaking fireworks.
Barrels.
Bananas.
Barrels.
Bananas.
Same. Everyone limping along here.
What happened to this game, man? What happened to AD? AD, you know you're capable of a raise, and here comes Matt, fulfilling all of our dreams.
And here's a pattern that these players have all come to see. They all limp, Matt raises. They all limp, Matt raises. I wonder now, Matt's actually picked up a pretty good starting hand here. And if at some point one of these players is going to, you know what? He can't always have it here. He can't always have a hand. I'm going to come and play right back at him.
Yeah.
So far, no one does. Everyone's just calling. 4-way to the flop. Great flop for Matt. I'm sure he loves that. Ace, King, Queen.
People in the chat, je ne parle pas français. Keep it English.
And Brian can't see his hand. You know what? Matt didn't come to fold tonight either. Matt's been, putting a lot of chips in on the first two streets. Mike R.
Is he going to be able to get a king to fold, though? It's a scary board. Because Matt also has some equity. Any 10 will give him the Broadway. This is a scary board to just have a king.
It's a pretty junky king.
Yeah.
Mike's got to worry like, God, what can Matt have here that he's willing to continuation bet into 4 players with? Mike calls.
Mike.
665 in the pot.
Little bit greasy there, little bit sticky.
If Mike's been watching the stream,
Wow.
he knows how diligent Matt's been about c-betting.
So this is a great hand for turn for Mike to represent. Like, it's a scare card.
But Mike doesn't need to. Mike feels he's got showdown value. Mike's not trying to turn his hand into a bluff. He's trying to catch Matt's bluffs.
I'm saying if he puts Matt on some sort of an ace.
And here, if he's betting here, he's trying to get an ace to fold. And I don't think an ace is ever folding. But jacks will. I almost feel like Mike might have been better off there catching Matt's bluffs.
But it's also easier when we can see the cards.
Because Queen Jack's not calling you there. Queen 10's not calling you there. He's never has King 8. And Jack's worst isn't calling you. But that said, if he thinks that Matt will fold an ace, then it's a great bet. I just don't know if Matt's folding an ace. Because I don't know if Matt's going to c-bet an ace on that board against those kind of players. Not when you have so much showdown value.
Yeah.
I think Matt also would check back ace 10, ace 8, ace 9.
On the flop?
Yeah. Well, I don't know, he might c-bet ace 10.
I think he would c-bet. He's been c-betting his...
That's the other thing, yeah. He's been so balanced and c-betting all of his hands on all the boards. But that's also the scary part, is that Matt would also c-bet ace king.
And the Mike train
jack-ten.
continues to drive on its raising tracks.
Mike R makes it 30 to go with ace 7.
Quick call from T. T Money.
The Super Buddha brings up a good point that he might fold a better king. King Jack, King 10. believe it goes check, check, and the Jack of Hearts falls on the river. Interesting card. It hits T, but it also hits Mike.
Should be good.
T's jacks are good.
Check down. Cloning says check call river with second pair, hoping he bluffs enough to be profitable. I don't think so.
Well, then my two shade of that would be like what's leading the river there. If you're not doing it for value, then you're specifically trying to get better to fold.
Get an ace to fold.
Get an ace to fold, or try to, or namely get a better king. King.
You're
Jack,
not going to get Jack 10 to fold. You're just getting an ace to fold.
an ace to fold or a better king. King, Jack, King.
Or a better king. Okay. I feel like our emojis and our swords are not showing up. Or they are for you. Ah.
He bet 3. Masick at 7-7. What? He bet 360. I should probably write that hand down. I forgot to be writing down hands.
Yeah, you're the worst.
Approximately, I'll say 937.
Where's our sheet? We're supposed to have
Here, just write it down here.
2:37.
937.
On paper? Yeah, but it's 2 hours and 37 minutes in.
Oh God.
That's how it looks at when you later look at the video.
Gotcha.
Are you gonna slowly roll your eyes?
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Ladies,
Let the record show. Yeah.
2
You'll write that
hours
down.
and 41 minutes in. Veronica's right. B is right.
I think that he's more likely to check back. But it's a really messy spot there for Mike because he's got the best hand, but it's hard to get called by worse. And I think it's also really hard to get better to fold. But like I said, you do bring up a good point. Check calling river. It's hard to catch him bluffing often enough there to make it profitable.
So
it's kind of a messy spot. It's almost where you almost prefer to have King 9 just kind of full flop. I'm listening.
AD put in a raise. Everyone calls. We are 5-way to a flop. That's what I wanted to say.
Oh, cool.
We're on another hand.
Awesome.
3 on the turn. It was checked around on the flop. 3 on the turn. Doesn't change much. What surprises me is we see AD leading a lot, especially into raisers, and he didn't continue on the flop because he was their initial raiser.
Matt called. Matt called with deuces.
Matt,
It's bet 40, raised to 115, and Matt snaps deuces on the turn. Wow. Reading souls. 10-8-3-3, it's bet 40, raised to 115 from AD, and Matt snaps deuces.
there's a company called Gamble that puts out a really nice butter, and Matt rubbed it all over his buddy before he came into the show. It's awesome. Is Gay Corpse, are you still in Vegas? I know he was in Vegas. He met Tuck, he met Val.
So Gate Corp's brought up a good point. It's a great way to get, referring back to the previous hand between Mike R and Matt, that is a great way to get raised off the hand. If Matt correctly identifies that as a blocker bet, he's more than capable of pulling the trigger. It's just it's a really terrible spot for Mike to be in. I'm gonna be honest. I really don't feel like I don't know if I know the right move there. I know if I'm in the hand, I'm probably check calling and hating life. I'm hoping that it goes check check. If it goes check check, I should win. I should win fairly often King 9. But I don't know if I get called, I'm losing every time. If you're firing King 9, you get called, it's over. You might as well just muck.
Are we still talking about that hand?
I am.
Okay.
ZBest503, welcome to the chat. Raised to 25 from Brian. Oh, he's in the straddle. Yes, no? No.
Gay Corp says Matt H for Prez.
That's a-
You know, it's also AD. If that was Peter betting into Matt folds. AD has the reputation of being a little loosey-goosey, so it's a little bit of an easier call by Matt there. No?
It's never easy.
It wasn't like
It's
was
never easy with
like we have to go get a trophy made for him. I mean, it was against AD. There's AD or Brian, you know, so one of these loosey-goosey guys. But if it was Peter, it would have been a really big call.
So cloning comments, you know, if you check there, you should be bluffing that river when you checked it with Jack. If that's the case, then you're profitable checking, or you're more. I think you're more profitable check calling than you are betting, because you lose every time you get called.
If I had deuces, I'd call.
You can get raised off of it.
This is probably like the biggest hand he's had.
It's a 6 spot.
It's like the one time.
It's probably why I just. Honestly, if I were to totally rewind the hand, even though I know that Matt had jacks and that my card had the best hand, if I'm in my card spot with King 9, I might be just check folding. Check fold flop.
With Mike, when he, Mike, if let's say Matt raises him on the river, like we said, statistically, I would think 95% of the time, no one is bluff raising river. So you have to give him credit for a hand that beats you.
Yes.
Almost nobody is capable of bluff raising river. I don't care what anyone in the chat says. It's like, I think we've seen it once or twice on our stream. Yeah, I said once or twice. I don't think a lot of people are capable of doing it, especially. Oh, so this is a 5-10.
But here's the
plays a little different, especially in the smaller games.
So the thing about it is the play that he did it against Matt. Matt is the most capable player of making that move correctly, of bluff raising river.
Except
Plus,
he didn't.
He's blocking 2 of the jacks. You know, he didn't. He did not. But he's the player that is capable of it. I'll revert back to the previous hand where Brian check raised in the hand against Matt and AD, and I thought it was a terrible play by Brian, because AD's never folding top pair, and so you should be check raising bluffs and only check raising value hands, and then AD folded. So I'm results oriented. I was wrong, but I think.
You could have anything.
I think overall, I mean, the more times you play that out, you're just building a bigger pot with the worst hand.
That's what I'm all about, building big pots with bad hands. What? You're screwing up my game.
Mike blocking river there. You're doing against the guy who's super capable of bluff raising there. I might do that against a tighter opponent.
Are you saying it would have been better for him to check call any bet?
Check call, or I think
he stands a better chance of winning against a check call than if he bets and he gets called. He's most likely losing.
I think if you bet and you get called, you're losing 100% of the time. I think there's no worse hands that flat
against Matt.
Again, player depending against Matt.
Yeah, everything is so,
nearly no worse hands. Matt can hero.
Everything's so player dependent. Like, we've watched smaller streams where people overplay their hands big time and almost turn them into a bluff without knowing it.
Yeah, if I was against, I'm more likely to put in a blocker bet against a snugger player like Peter, who I don't think is or Danny, who I think is bluff raising river, like next to never. Peter, I've seen Peter do it in a spot or two, but I mean.
Bluff raising river, Peter?
Peter's got some other gears that you don't know about in other spots when he's not playing on the live
I know he's got
stream.
other gears. I've played against him.
It's when spots where like that, and that's why I might be much more confident, to where I can bet and then confidently fold if raised. And I feel I'm never getting bluffed off of it. Matt, I feel like if I did that, like he could do this with pocket jacks because he's blocking the Jack 10 combos.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a messy hand. And
it's so funny.
I think probably no matter what you do, you're wrong.
It's so funny, like how I think old poker books really ruined my game for a long time.
Raise 5x for you.
Yeah, and like the thought of like Matt having pocket jacks there and blocking the Jack 10, and he could potentially bluff raise the river there because he is blocking that Jack 10, and then Ace may not even be able to call if he bluff raises river. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So, you know, those old books never talked about having hands that could potentially block the nuts. The Jack 10 is the nuts in that hand. The Jack 10 is Broadway.
A club came off in the turn though, right? There was the flush draw. Didn't the flush draw?
Oh my God, that hand was like half an hour ago now. I can't remember.
I don't know.
We're still talking about it. Did that make sense? Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yes, very much so. Back to this hand. I'm sorry, guys. We'll tend to run with stuff sometimes. As it is here, Matt H.
Is this a rerun, Brian GRKE? This is not a rerun. This is live, baby. Stone's live.
3 hours behind. We're 20 minutes behind, Brother Man.
We are live. The commentators are live. We're commentating on the delay. We're watching the delay as well as you are.
AD makes it 90 to go. Peter's gonna come along. Ace-3 of diamonds. T. King 5 of clubs. T says you're not the only one who doesn't have a full button here.
I feel like T's one of those guys that's capable of making it deep in the main event. I really do. I think he is good at fencing and blunt force trauma in the game, in the poker game.
Yeah. Big flop for T. Top pair in a club draw. Unfortunately for him, he's second best to 80 top.
Ooh.
But in his eyes, he's got a hand he's probably willing to put a lot of chips in with.
This hand's gonna get funky.
It got weird, didn't it?
We like weird.
80 makes it 125 to go. Now, to me, this goes back to almost the same hand, not the same hand, but the hand I kept referring to last week, where I think raising here, if you're ahead of 80, or your opponent, let him hang himself. Are you ever getting a better king to fold? I don't think you are. Not.
Here's AD. You're talking about leading here?
No, not leading. He's check raising. Okay. 80 at 125, and T makes 350 to go.
And 80 insta calls.
Queen on the turn. Jack 10 gets there, but I don't think 80's worried about Jack 10 at all.
No one should ever worry about Jack 10.
TD's gonna keep the story up. Comes a big bet.
I mean, he's got some equity with that flush draw, so I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
But now T's got to feel that 80 would not have continued without a king.
I wouldn't mind if 80 ripped it here.
Ship it.
I wouldn't mind it. I think he's capable of it.
550 in the pot. 80's got 1,300 back. If you're 80 though, do you want to keep your opponent's bluffs in? Do you want to really run off your opponent's bluffs?
Wow, a call with 405, almost 6 behind.
Brick out.
Now, if AD thought he was good before, he still has to think he's good. The 4 didn't change anything.
80 is not going to fold.
80's not folding anything. I don't know AD anymore. This check is so, is he trying to get T money to bluff here? He calls anything.
Check. I think it's an easy check for T. You really got to think you got to get that you can get
Brian
80 off
GR,
the better king.
Brian GR KE says good call with top pair, top kicker, top. I mean, it is if you're putting your opponent on a flush draw and you beat any king. If he just has a king with a flush draw, you beat him because you have him out kicked. Yeah, that's good.
I think the only hand that 80 might have worked that. What about there if T was raising king queen for value and then beat the turn?
Yeah.
King 8 or king queen or king 9.
So bad today, I was like.
But I don't think with that much money in the pot, I don't think there's any way 80's ever folding, and T finally shuts it down.
His hand on the flop, he was.
I think TD may have had a bluff T may have had a bluff in him had TD had more behind. There's nothing behind, like you can't bluff him.
If you think, if T can rip like 1200 there.
Yeah. Maybe.
I think you have,
I'm saying if there was a capability of a bluff, TD would have had to have more behind. You cannot bluff him with 1.3 in the pot and TD's got 400 behind.
You gotta feel like you're behind a lot of the time when your opponent, leads and then calls a raise and then check calls turn.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you do have some showdown value there with your king. So I think turning your hand into a bluff there, it's just. You gotta really be positive that your opponent's gonna be willing to fold a big king.
But I'm saying, my point is that if you were going to turn your hand into a bluff, you would have to do it with TD having way more chips.
Yeah, with the amount
There's
of chips
no way you
with
could
the amount
do it
of chips that 80 was behind, I think bluffing is out of the question.
And that's one thing that I think a lot of people don't consider when they're playing. They don't consider their opponent's stack size. Like, you can't bluff somebody that's got like almost nothing behind compared to the pot. Is that an awesome? Awesome.
I was agreeing.
Oh, okay.
I would have said awesome.
It's so weird to have you agree.
Yeah.
I just
Eldar! Ziberju!
Ziberju, we were just talking about you. You weren't even here and we were talking about you. We were saying that in seat 4, there's that gentleman named AD, and he is our Bearju. And because I think he kind of plays like you. And I think that the two of you at the table would be bananas. It would be like the best stream ever. We could just have a heads-up game.
Oh, yeah.
I love me some Eldar. I love me some Bearju. I love when he argues with Lyman and like they block each other and yell at each other and swear at each other, and then Eldar's back on the stream. I love it. I love me some Eldar. Ziberju! He said there's only one Bearju, baby. I know, but I'm saying, like, we've got our own Aces Ron, we've got our own set of characters, and I was like, well, who could compare to Bearju? And I think AD is our NorCal equivalent poker player. That's what I think. Poker Pro Eric, we will see you on Wednesday for Veronica and Friends. He asked if he could put someone in his place. I'm like, no. No,
Jeez,
Eric. So he's coming in. Two-Face Man, 69. I haven't seen you in forever. Where have you been, baby? This will be our last hand of the night. Let's hope for some fireworks. Anthony's calling this raise by T-Money. AD never found a hand that he didn't like, especially on the button. Howard I. Jr., nice to see you in the chat. I don't know if I've seen him either. Queen 7-10 on the flop. Anthony pairs. AD's got top. Two-Face Man, you should have came to Stones. I don't know why you didn't come to Stones. The drive from Southern California to Northern California is beautiful, especially if you take the West Coast Highway.
Yeah, as long as you don't take I-5. That's like,
Yeah, I-5 is like...
When you said that, I was like, no, it's not. Like, oh, but if you go up to
West
101.
Coast High-
Yeah,
yeah.
go up to 101 or the 1.
and stop in like Carmel by the Sea in San Francisco. And I love Northern California. I actually love it more than Southern California.
No,
We've got all those little coastal towns, lots of wineries, less traffic in some places,
Generally speaking.
generally.
I think that was our last hand.
That was our last hand.
Wow. So, 80 back on the upswing.
We got stuck on a few hands for a long time.
Talking about one hand, and I'm still not sure what the right move is there. I'm not sure I called right. I don't know. It was a really messed up
Poker
spot.
is one of those things that, like, there isn't necessarily one exact right move, and a different analysis might make you think differently about Move. Anyway, what a
Awesome.
fun show. Saturday, you have to join us for our Saturday stream. I'm going to be doing the live stream. Maybe you're going to be in the employees event, but it's our Survivor Series employees.
Who knows?
And it's dealer's choice. That means there could be Omaha, there could be Omaha 8, there could be
High stakes, go fish.
high stakes go fish. It's dealer's choice. It's gonna be so much fun. We're gonna be. Can you even change your limits, or is it
Yeah,
a set limit?
no, you can call it. There's a whole range of
5,
limits.
10,
Yeah,
a 1, 2.
Yeah, we're gonna play 1, 2, 1, 3, 10, 5.
Oh, I love dealer's
40,
choice.
7,500, all
Every
of it.
single time the button gets to someone, they can change the game. Oh my gosh, bananas. I'm so excited. I would be like, oh wait, oh wait, oh wait, make it so. That's what I would do. Anyway, join us on Saturday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Monday is going to be our Omaha PLO game.
PLO.
And then next Wednesday is Veronica and Friends. Always a good time. Always a good show.
Can't wait. It's gonna be awesome.
Have a good
Good
night,
night, guys.
everyone.